teach this class. I love teaching the open house and social media class because open houses is how I built my business, year one in business. So I did open houses for people all of the time. I like to share just some secrets or like tips that I use, but also the content is amazing. So I love talking about open houses, the power of it, and then social media, which I love. I mean, I love posting and I've gotten a little more better with these reels and figuring out some things. But anyways, I've been in business since 2002. I got started in kindergarten, full disclosure, and that's what we're doing. So there's more of you on Zoom. Hey, Taylor, letting Taylor in. But let's get this party started. So, of course, we have got to talk about the notices. So telemarketing, making sure that we do the right thing and make sure they're not on the do not call list, do not email, because you can get in big. I always make the reference, you don't want to go to real estate jail. And this is a good way to get fined and go to jail. Hey, good morning. All right, everybody.
Good morning.
There's like 12 of you on here. So hi, I wish I could see y'all in person and give you a big old hug, but that's all right. Well, good to see you. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Jessica. Hey, Tara. All right, let's rock and roll. So we're definitely always going to be checking the spam and making sure that, oops, trees. We want to make sure that we check the do not call list before we cold call, check on people. Of course, people who have signed into your open house, I highly recommend following up right away, which I'll show my sheet a little bit sooner. But all right. So today we're going to talk about capturing leads through open house. I'm really, again, excited to show this because open houses were a way that I built my business in Roanoke and in Richmond. So I was super intentional about, hey, Henry, super intentional on where I do open houses, and that's going to be some of the secret sauce that I bring you today. But open houses are a great way to like spend your time on this. And what I'm finding is these Saturday open houses honestly might be a little bit more popular than Sunday. Not that I'm trying to put that in your head. I've been testing the theory on my own listings this year, and the amount of people that are coming on Saturday versus Sunday. Not that Sunday's not so good. I'm old school. I like Sunday 2 to 4, but Saturdays have been a hit this year on all of my listings, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. With that being said, let's get into it. What's happening? It's not turning. All right, I think it froze again. All right. So with the agenda, we're going to talk about capturing leads with open houses, how to prepare, prospect, pursue, some systems. And I'm again going to throw in some of the systems I've been using, and then we'll just kind of roll through it. Everybody ready? Hey, Heather Lamb, I see you in there too. So with you being on Zoom, guys, ladies and gents, feel free to be interactive with us too, okay? It's like, oh my word, there's like 14 of you over there. Hey. Oh, I love that y'all are commenting. So I love this. Like, if you want to be interactive in the chat, I'm gonna do my best to keep up with it. But like, just know, let's work together on this. I want to hear from you as well. And my good friend Shanae's in the class with me. So she's like, we're gonna be good friends by the end of this. Why is it okay? All right. So what I love about Ignite is it's like real estate, being an entrepreneur, being self-employed, like it really is about mindset, right? And Gary Keller has some great Kellerisms, if you will, but nothing else about your business will have as big of an impact on it as the number of leads you have. That isn't something I shared this yesterday in ALC. Really, it's like it's just clicked for me, that lead gen. And it doesn't sound, it sounds kind of scary sometimes, right? Maybe it sounds weighted or too heavy, but I've realized nothing else really matters. Like we have people, we know people, we have friends in our phone, we have friends on Facebook. Like I started testing some theories on different ways to lead gen, just even as like a quick little funny gift war or something. Like I've just been trying some different things and good morning, how are you? Having some really interesting conversations around lead gen. I'm Melissa. And you can just sign in there. But open houses are such a great way to capture leads because technically they're your unmet. So if you have the amazing book called the MREA, they're in the unmet category, right? So people often come to open houses because they're kind of thinking about real estate, whether it be a neighbor that wants to see what their neighbor's house looks like. I can promise you now, if it's a neighbor that comes to the open house, they will watch everything that happens. They will watch how fast it sells. They'll pay attention to the price. They'll look at the condition. Like, I think it's really important, regardless of who comes in, to show up with like an attitude like of, they're here to see this house and I want to represent giving the house as best as possible. But when I have open houses, let me tell you real quick. So real estate, what is so amazing about our business is that we have the autonomy to make it how we want to. Pick some colors. What's your favorite color? Like Keller Williams is amazing with letting us brand our business into small, we're backed by a big company, but we're able to like pick our colors. Like if you haven't like figured out like a logo for yourself or some colors, get on that. You don't have anything going on right now, have fun with it because it helps fuel. Hey, Josh, it helps you fuel. Like when you're treating your business like a business, like there's no like excuse not to keep pushing. You've made the commitment. We all got in and passed that real estate exam. Let's be real. It wasn't easy, right? It shouldn't be. I mean, if some of you are natural test takers, like high five, like good for you. Josh Kohler probably is. I believe it. You probably passed on the first time, didn't you? Okay, Tanya's coming in. So, anyone else agree with me that real estate test is
Good
hard?
morning, Melissa.
Hi, Tanya Lieber. I'm asking, okay, this is not a trick question, everybody. I'm going to interact with you too. We got 3 in the room and 15 of you on the Zoom. So let me ask you, like, was the real estate test hard?
It was easy to me.
Oh,
It's Taylor.
Not easy.
it's expensive. How expensive was it to like pay the Richmond Association of Realtors and like, oh my gosh, I've got a business now. I gotta go pay these fees.
And Century Lock and showing time.
Here's with me, right? So you've already invested time, energy, money. You're a realtor and you're with the best company. I left Keller Williams, not once, but twice. Never again. Patrice, I know you're on here, I think. So yes, I mean that. I'm not leaving. I love this company so much. And I'm not at all like, I mean, some may say I've drank the Kool-Aid, it's possible, but I love this company because it gives so much opportunity. It's changed my business. It took me 20 years to figure it out because I got into real estate in kindergarten back in 2002.
Well, we're so glad to have you back, Melissa.
Patrice and I, we got together a few times, but I'm just so happy to be back. So back to these open houses. You guys, you're here at these open houses. I've got a great secret. I'll show you all, but it's a great opportunity to meet people, to like get practice, practicing your craft is one of the things we should do in our top 20%. So like working at these open houses, you get to learn more about the style of home. You can speak when you start really understanding what you're working with, it builds confidence and you're mastering your craft of being a professional. So first step of an open house, you got to have a sign-in sheet. So if you're like, oh, I'm a new realtor, I don't have a lot going on right now, go create a sign-in sheet. You can a logo, create it. You can maybe even talk to someone here, but have your brand, figure out your color. People, let me tell you, when you have open house, Josh is like my open house guru. Like he had 18 people come on a Saturday last week. And then I think I made a bunch of reels while I was at open house on Sunday, but that's okay. Because it ended up with 9 offers, but Josh ended up with so many leads, right? Like I think you said, how many people were unrepresented? 6 sets of folks unrepresented at this open house, guys. Like that's crazy. But then it comes down to the follow-up on how you do it. So let's get into this. As I can't get it to turn. All right. All right. So oftentimes I've done this class. It's probably the 5th time I've taught it. I kind of have the slides pretty mastered, but limiting beliefs with open houses. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. And there's times that I have limiting beliefs too. And if you ever go into my office and you see this hot pink monkey on the bookshelf, that's my limiting belief monkey, believe it or not. And that came about in 2018 when I was having a massive life change. So I keep it there to keep myself in check. So, because I, at 22 years in business, also have limiting beliefs. But it may make you feel a little anxious if you don't have a listing. Oftentimes, I mean, yes, there's some of us that do get lucky and may get a listing right away into business. I ended up with my first listing 3 months into business from an open house. These folks became about 700,000 in business on 2 sides. And that was a lot for early 2000s in Roanoke, Virginia, where the markets are a little different. But you may have fear around not having signs. Well, I'll tell you now, I have signs for all my open house folks. If you don't have signs, that's okay. If you don't have your brand yet, that's okay. The Richmond Association of Realtors sells signs, and just know that you can write these things off. 99% of the time, the agent that you're doing open houses for will already have signs. So just make sure you ask that question because you want to be set up for signs, right? Other things, people may be worried that they don't know the house. My first tip will be, if you are going to do say me, let's just say me, because I'm going to go ahead and tell you my process and how you try out for my team, because I do have a process. Alexis, I think, has done open house for me. Josh gets a lot because he does a great job of his follow-up and let me know how it goes. But you can go tour the house, right? If it's on the market, I highly advise going to go see it, learn about it, schedule a time, let the realtor know that you're helping, that you'd like to do a walkthrough. And I know that sometimes time doesn't allow photos, like you can do a tour. Like I used to say back in the good old days, we previewed. So our training class was go preview 10 houses, a week. It wasn't tried to do 10 a day, but then I was so wiped from all the training. So like with Keller, we do the 10 note cards, we do 10, the 10 calls or 10, you try to have all the conversations. But like you can easily preview homes just through MLS because photos and video tours are so much, it's advanced now. So I highly recommend like learning about the styles of homes. So you're perfecting your craft. There is sometimes the feeling of maybe not feeling safe. Some people think that they don't work because people might just be looky-loos or something, but let's just put that aside. Uh-oh. Okay, I think we've already talked that. All right. So open houses, there are so many people that benefit from open houses. The seller benefits. So when you're going on a listing appointment, there's a good chance they're going to ask if you're going to do open houses. So like make sure you share that you will host open houses. I will tell you now, I have not, again, my mindset's shifting too, but these Saturday open houses seem to be epic from what I'm getting from feedback. But I've done like a Thursday night twilight open house. It was super successful. Sunday, I used to always say I'm old school. I'm only gonna do Sunday 2 to 4 because that's kind of what old school Roanoke imprinted on my brain. However, I'm seeing Friday nights, like I'm seeing a lot of different things happen. If you're new or if you've been in business for a while, let me tell you, the Millionaire Real Estate Podcast is such a wealth of information. I was just listening to a team last week where their new agents are required to do 50 open houses in 60 days. They're doing them every day of the week. But this guy, one of the teammates that's accelerating at it has already done 7 million this year from his 60 not at all like trying to put all of the eggs in that basket, but I assure you, that's how I built my business. I thought in Roanoke, I was Miss Salem cheerleader. I knew everybody, right? Like it was small town feel, and I thought everyone was going to work with me, but I didn't have the credibility. Like while these people love me, protecting me with their biggest asset, like I had to build some cred in order for even my uncle to use me. Like, and it was a good year. So I was like, well, I have nothing to do but do open houses. And that's how, like, I was a rookie agent my first year because of open houses. So I just want you to know, so the seller gets the benefit, the buyer gets the benefit, because a lot of buyers, it used to be that they would call that sign to go look at the house, but they're so savvy with the way the internet is these days and all the photos, and then the opportunity to come in and see the house. 9 times out of 10, like some of the agents, like I will send clients to open houses. I signed in a client on Sunday to 3 new construction communities, which, hey, that's a tip. If you've got people looking for new construction, you make sure you make a rapport with that new construction site rep and sign them in so you get paid. I'm just giving you a heads up. It's like interesting. So that's not this class, but just make sure you call ahead. If you're out of town and you have a buyer that's that would like to go to open house, that's a great way to provide value. Is to call your buyer and say, hey, I know that you're interested in this house. There's an open house this Sunday. Like if you're out of town, and it's an opportunity to get them in, and they see, but neighbors, of course, come by, and then you as the agent, because again, you're building confidence, right, with your craft. Let's keep going. Open houses, I agree. Like they're inexpensive. It's a great prospecting tool. Josh, do you have a number? I'm using Josh Kohler a lot because he really is a rock star. And I know Alexis does a lot of open houses. Sammy, like anyone that wants to chime in, can anyone in here on the Zoom or in the class, have you picked up any clients from open houses? I'm just curious. Have you closed any from open house?
Have one closing soon, bro.
So Josh Kohler has 1 closing soon from open house. That's pretty cool. Was it from my open house?
It was not. Hopefully by this fall, I'll have several.
He's going to have several closed from this lakeside listing in the fall, guys. I'm pretty confident. Has anyone else closed from an open house?
I have.
Ooh, who's that?
I have also.
Oh, is that Tanya? Who was number 1 that just spoke up?
It was me, Patrice.
Oh, Patrice, you tell everybody about your river. Didn't you get a big list, something from your River Road?
Yeah, for my River Road, I had 30 groups that came through the open house, and it was on a Saturday. Of the 30 groups, I probably had, I think it was 7 that were unrepresented that I'm continuing to follow up with. And, some of course said, oh, we're not ready. We just wanted to come see it. But it's starting that relationship and keeping in touch with them and setting up coffee just to talk to them about it. Yeah. So it was great.
My God, so good.
Yeah.
So I'll share a personal limiting belief. I moved to Richmond in 2012. I had a 10.5-year business already established in Roanoke. Well, right away, I had this fear that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be starting all over again, working 80 hours a week. My life had changed because I had an 18-month-old at the time, where I started in real estate. I didn't have children. Again, all these beliefs, right? I put my license inactive for a little bit while I figured out the lay of the land of Richmond. Like I went to different play groups. But then when I decided, I was like, I felt like something was missing, and I placed my license with Virginia Capital. What I did is I focused on listings in the fan because I was living in the museum district at the time, and I love this city. So I would reach out to the realtor. Like I would specifically go into MLS and look for agents who had listings in the areas I wanted to focus on. And I ended up getting an open house that I've closed 5.3 million GCI just from this one woman that I met. And she knew, like, I'm not gonna say who her realtor at the time was because he's lovely, but she thought I was cute and she wanted to help me out. And I always tell her, like, we're still good friends and drink wine together sometimes. And I wrote her dating profile once. But anyways, the point is that I built a relationship with someone because she thought I was cute and she wanted to help me out. And that's another thing too, is everyone knows a realtor, you all. But the thing is how are you going to show up in your business and come from value and contribution? Like, I just think that there's opportunity all around us. I mean, I don't know. I don't see any of you. I love all of you. So I think we all have enough business. But there's definitely qualified leads, high return on investment. Are there any ahas that we want to share? Yeah, I know we've kind of been interactive. I don't know if there's an aha yet. Other than open houses on Saturday. So my aha will be that I've got to get over myself and do some on Saturday, because I think Saturdays are pretty well attended.
So I think that was an outlier. I've had just as much traffic on Sundays as Saturdays before. I was actually shocked that I had so much on Saturday. I think it was just the extreme popularity of that exact house. Everybody just wanted to get in as soon as possible.
Yeah, so Josh was just saying that he felt that the Saturday open house that he just hosted for me 2 weeks ago was a little more of an outlier. So it was in the Lakeside area, definitely a popular area, great places to go to brunch. So let me tell you a little tip. So in the MLS, you can see, like, on your landing page, you can do like a search and see what the color listings are. Like, I know in our sales meeting, Maria will show the slide and show, I think it said 167 listings. Pretty sure I saw that. So something that I do, and I haven't had to host other people's open houses in a little while, but I'm not at all afraid to do so. Like, if I see that John Pace, John Pace is just one of my favorites in this business. If I see that he's got something coming up in an area that I love, there's been times I've reached out. Like, I reached out to Ruckert's team and said, hey, I might want to do an open house for you because I see a specific listing. What's great about it is, let's just say you want to focus more on Midlothian, or maybe you want to dominate. You see that a listing hits in your neighborhood. Why not reach out to the realtor? So I will tell you now, I really do appreciate, like, when you go onto Facebook and post, hey, I'm free this Saturday. Well, I do appreciate that. And you very well may get what you want. But I feel like if you pick up the phone and you call me and say, hey, Melissa, I'd love to do an open house of this listing, it gets it's a little more intentional. And I just think that you can focus. So that's like a little tip I wanted to bring you, is that you can go through the company, like, go ahead and put it in your calendar. If you know that open houses are going to be one of your tools, which I think they're fantastic tools, go ahead and time block these open houses and then get intentional. Look at who has listings. Come to our sales meetings on Tuesdays. Though, a lot of us will announce what we have coming soon. And I know that I'll be like, okay, I'm not doing it Saturday. And then the hands go up, like, I have it booked before the meeting's over with. So you can be intentional and find listings that way. So that's a little secret sauce right there.
Melissa, I have a question, more a question than an aha. I don't know if that's okay.
Yeah. Hey, Jessica, that sounds great.
So I think I've missed something along the way in these 4 years with open houses. So when you're hosting, you don't want to be all over the people coming in. So what is your go-to starting point for a conversation when they show up? You also don't want to ask, hey, you have a realtor? So it's just, I guess, how do you address that?
Oh, I've got an answer, but then Sinead.
I just usually ask them what brings them in today.
Yeah, so Sinead just said that she'll ask, like, what's brought you in today? So my style's going to be a little different. I find ways, like, because people, you're right, like, it's kind of nerve-wracking, right? Like, some people may see us as like, I don't know. I always used to think they might think I am a used car salesperson or something, or they don't want to talk to me, or like, you're at the furniture store and all you want to go do is sit on sofas, not have someone walk you around to the sectionals. Maybe you do. I like to just get in and get out. But with open houses, I always go up. And say, hi, I'm Melissa Oefelein or Melissa. And, I do put my hand out to shake. And thank you so much for coming today. How's your day going? I just ask, I guess, start with a question like, how's your day going? I pay attention to what people are wearing too. So, like, if I see a sports team, I'm like, how's those Ravens doing or something? I've done that. I got a sale out of it, like a $580,000 sale by just talking about a football game. I'm not joking. I can't make this up. But like, you can be complimentary. Hey, thank you so much for coming today. If you'll do me a favor, will you please sign in to this sheet because I need to keep up with how many groups so I can let the seller know how many folks we had come in. I really appreciate it. So keep your, make sure you show up with sign-in sheets. If you forget them, which we've all been, well, I've been there where I forgot it and I was like, oh, gotta go get a notebook real quick. So I know it's terrible, but like, I like have something, go find a receipt or something. And I don't know, it's okay. Things happen. But if you're going to do an open house to organize yourself, have those sign-in sheets, print extra copies. I have like a ton of copies, like in a folder. But if you forget and don't know how to use one, just come borrow one from me. But create a sign-in sheet, have some signage. Really, Jessica, my advice would just be figure out a way that feels natural to you. But even just a hello, happy Sunday. Like that's the day I'm like, hey, happy Sunday. How's your day going? And then I will ask, like, so have you been to any other open houses? How did it look? I just kind of casually ask questions. I welcome them. I'm like, hey, and I do kind of make sure for the safety piece, because I did have a very weird situation happen in 2018. It was very weird. But make sure all the doors are unlocked. You know where your exit is. I never like allow myself to get blocked in. But I just kind of pay attention too. But you'll figure out the flow. And Jessica, if you want to call me after, I'm happy to share some other stuff. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I will love it. Thank you. That was helpful.
Happy to. We could script. I'm happy to like talk to you. Yeah. So let's keep moving along. Okay, so setting goals with open house, I kind of already started that. So a goal, being purposeful, not entrepreneurial, being organized. Organized is gonna set you up. If you feel disorganized, then like it can throw you off. Let me talk to you. This is gonna be a little secret sauce too. I hope y'all don't mind. Mindset too. Like real quick, I'm gonna throw in a mindset piece. I hope it's okay because I need y'all to trust me on this. And it's a little bit from the Miracle Morning too, right? You're visualizing and kind of thinking. But have you ever, all right, this is a safe space, everybody. Patrice, like Tanya, have you ever signed up for an open house and then maybe you didn't sleep well and you wake up and you're like, gosh, why did I sign up and tell Mel that I was going to be there for that open house? Be honest. Have you ever Josh has got his arm up. Anybody else? You agreed to do an open house and then you wake up and you're like, why? I'd rather, it's so pretty outside that you'd rather have Sunday fun day versus going to open house. Be honest, y'all.
Or pour down rain.
Or it's pouring down rain.
Nobody's gonna show up. You're gonna spend like 4 total hours of your time for nothing.
Yeah, it's pouring down rain and you're thinking, oh gosh, why did I agree to this? No one's coming. Has anyone ever done that?
Intentional, even if I do,
Yes.
I won't go for it.
We got some honesty coming from Zoom right now. All right, well, I will tell you, I've woken up. There's been times where it's like, gosh, I'd just rather go to brunch or to your point, the weather, like cold and nasty. I will tell you now that if you show up with that attitude, that's how you're going to reflect your open house. So like, I'm just giving the secret sauce that if you wake up like that, you've got to figure out a way to change it. Because if you show up with that attitude, that's what's going to come to the open house. And then you're going to feel like your day was completely wasted. Where if you can figure out a way to flip the script, you can I just think that you could attract quality people. And there's been times where I've written it out as like, I'm going to attract an amazing buyer who is unrepresented, that will have interest in talking to me, that will actually reply after after the follow-up, which I'm going to share some secret sauce on what I do with follow-up. Before I even leave the open house, I follow up with everyone before I leave. So I can't wait to share that. But like, let's talk about picking the house. I've already kind of started into it. So like one example is you can go into MLS and you can like look at areas. And let me tell you, like, you know, I moved to an area I didn't know. I had that limiting belief. But what I did to build confidence is I put my child in a wagon half the time and pulled him down Cary Street, knocked on all these business owners' doors, which I met Carol Murphy, who thought I was super cute and said, I need to know John Pace. And John Pace and I had coffee within 3 months of me moving here. And that's why I say he's one of my best friends in the business, because it is true. He has been just such a good friend to me over all these years. And he was the first friend that I met in the real estate world here, just by going out. So regardless if have lived here all your life or lived here for a long time, I promise you there's areas you don't know. Because when I was selling in Roanoke, I was like, I know everything. No, dude, no. I had to practice driving people in my car because I had a lead foot back then. And that's what we did. We drove people around. They met us at the office and we drove them. A little different now. But being intentional with picking the house, like, again, maybe oh my gosh, it's walkability. Like, it's going to be close to venues. So like those signs directing you in, like there's something to that, right? Like paying attention to how long it's been on the market. Not that I'm suggesting that if a home has been on for 30 days or longer, not to do one. Like, no, it could be that the pricing has gotten, like, do your homework on the house. But again, like, I highly recommend if you know that there's an area that you want to focus on, then try to get the open house in that area. I think it's really important. When you pick your house, I would also highly recommend do a little legwork on what's for sale in the neighborhood or around, because someone may come to that open house that's unrepresented and says, hey, what do you know about 123 Market Street, a street over? If you look at them and you're like, I don't know, but I'll look it up. I mean, okay, that happens sometimes. I've been there. I'm going to be very transparent. However, prepare, like, in part of your preparation, if you know what's for sale, like surrounding, that could be an opportunity to schedule a showing for them. And sometimes, like, an added layer, if you want to take it a step further, have that extra hour, which I know sometimes we can't get in that fast. But if they want to see something else, like, have a couple time blocks. Would you like to see it at this time or this time? That's pretty golden, right? So do a little research and know what's for sale. And not just like know the address, like know the condition of the house, like, because it's a good talking point, and then you're showing that you're the local expert. Okay, so I've done this before. So you can, I know that, like, say it's your listing. I mean, it's up to you. Josh, like, does a great job of bringing snacks and water and has everything set up. I don't even do snacks, but I'm like, high five. Like, I mean, I used to like bring popcorn and like have a little note, thanks for popping by, with my information on it.
It helps to have it all in the basket. I brought a full top tub from Costco, and in the bottom of it, I have a case of waters, and then there's a basket of snacks. And then I've got little signs and placards. I've got my speaker that'll connect via Bluetooth. And other than the sign-in sheet on the laptop, it's mainly about just getting there at a good time, open it up, have music playing, be ready.
Yeah. So I like that. So Josh has an open house kit, is what we're going to call it. Yeah. So it's like a tote. It has a case of water in the bottom from Costco, a little tub of snacks, a speaker, little sign-in placards. Like, you can go get these plastic stands from, I mean, honestly, you can get them anywhere. Staples. You keep the receipt because it's a write-off, right? We have to spend money to make money, and you gotta have, like, I know you might be like, oh, but I just got in. That's okay. I promise. Like create a system. This is what I did when I first got in. I was I didn't even buy like everyone sees me with Starbucks in my hand, which I know that's not good. Warren Buffett probably would smack me, but that's my vice. I go to Starbucks once a day. And back then I didn't go to Starbucks. We didn't have Starbucks then. It was Mill Mountain Coffee. I drank the office coffee and just think like it was like I just didn't spend any money that whole year. But then when I started selling homes, I would take a percentage, like first you're paying your taxes, but then I would put money into the business account and I started accruing money to like reinvest and buy these things. So like, you know, you may have things already at home, like go into your garage or your attic and have the tote, but he's got his open house kit ready, which I think is pretty awesome. But I have invited lenders to be a part of it. So if it's your own listing, lenders love being a part of it. Some will have fact sheets already. There's been times where I've been in a market where it took like 120 days to sell listings. And so we would do realtor luncheons were a huge thing back then. Like that was how I ate out, was I'd go to realtor luncheons every day because I couldn't afford to like go go out to dinner because I was, first year in real estate. So I'd go to realtor luncheons and then go home and take a nap, which I'm not even a nap taker, but these lenders want to be a part of it. It's kind of fun. They can help they have marketing budgets. So it's up to you. I know I got off on a little bit of a tangent. Let's move on. I've already talked about this. You have the flexibility. Maybe you test it out. So I could tell you my Thursday Twilight open house was in Forest Hill and it was pouring rain. I did not know it was going to pour rain. And the people that came, it was super intentional because it was neighbors, but they were thinking about selling their houses. So it wasn't just, I did have one rando come, but like everybody, they knew it was on Thursday. So pick your time. If you do wine and cheese, I haven't done one with alcohol. I'm not at all against it, but then you just have the liability of checking ID, I don't know, IDs and age and all of that. So I think that's up to you. I'm not going to go spend too much time with that. I've already talked about knowing your market. That's like, it is huge. We are the expert. Like I've realized I've started slacking a little bit on knowing what's for sale. I got to do better. And I am doing better, but like I realized it a couple of weeks ago that I had been so listing driven that I hadn't paid a lot of attention to what's been hitting the market. So I recognized that quickly and have made some big changes. You can, if one of your beliefs is safety, which is a very, like, I agree, like it is a big concern and things are odd in this world. You can use a buddy system. I will say that back in Roanoke, it's a little more rural. And so I would do open houses in counties that were further away. So I would let the receptionist, our front desk lady, who's still there at MKB, she's in her 70s now. I would let her know that I was going to be hosting because we did have office hours where people were manning the front desk on Saturdays and Sundays because we would get walk-ins back then. So I would let people know. Of course, you can like if you've got a partner spouse or letting people know if you're single, like let your best friend know that you're going to be doing open house. When we get into the social media, all your friends on social media will probably know that you're doing an open house. If you're not posting that open house on social media, you're missing opportunity. We'll talk about that soon. I never park in the driveway. I will say that. I always make sure all the doors are unlocked and I never allow, like, my goodness, back in the day, I was so like, I don't know if it was naive, but I would walk around and be like, oh, and follow me to this room. This is the living room. I would show tours of the house back in my early 20s. And then I quickly changed that after a weird situation. So just stay near the door, have the lights on. Don't forget to charge your cell phone. Like that's really important. I know we've got the check your local COVID guidelines. That was definitely more present a few years ago than now. Not that I'm suggesting it's not a thing. And then if there's anything that you have questions about within the market center. If you're in PC, like feel free to talk with Patrice. Everybody, Ariel, let's move on. Any ahas or questions, thoughts, need a hug?
I would just add to the toolkit, toilet paper towels, cleaning
Yes.
solution.
Absolutely.
I love that. So what's your
Linda.
Hi, Linda?
Gotta have the big lights.
Linda just suggested too to have paper towels, toilet paper, which that's actually a great idea. So I was when I was in this space of potty training for a while, so I always had TP, stuff like that. But that's definitely something I've dropped off too as a practice. But yeah, toilet paper, paper towels, hand wipes, sanitizer. Back during COVID, we were wearing gloves and booties, and there were it was required to have bleach wipes in the house. We had to wipe down everything, mask. It was a lot. Any thoughts? Anybody need anything on the Zoom, my friends?
Utilize forewarn just to kind of make sure the people who sign in are actually who they are, and you don't have to do it in front of the person, but you can just kind of off to the side, just check the information that they have given you when they sign.
Oh yeah, looking at the sign in. Yeah, and actually yeah. Let me tell you something too about that sign in sheet. If you Yeah, if you have a sign-in sheet and you're having a great conversation with that attendee, and they share something personal, I quickly write the note to the side. Like if I heard the spouse's name, but they didn't sign in the spouse or the kids or where they live or their timeline or they like cookies. I don't know. If I hear something, I'll go to the side and write it too. Just giving you that's like a little tip that because you end up having so many conversations. There's an opportunity. There's a chance that you might have 10 groups in at once. It happens, right? So anything that you find that's important, like try to, I agree, Tanya. That's a great tip. So just like look at the sign-in sheet as they're signing and keep names up and stuff if you can. Well, let's move along. Everybody doing all right? This is one of my favorite things because there was this one time a general manager, her name is Kay Bellhouse, and I love Kay. She lives in she's in London, I believe. And when I was leaving Keller Williams, which it wasn't, grass wasn't greener, but I was going to a different promise that it didn't happen. Kay was like, your problem is you don't think big enough. So the difference between big and really big is how you manage your time and focus. And I cannot agree more with this from Gary. I was like, I'll show you, Kay. Like she said it in her cute accent. She, like when I was leaving, it was so like a painful breakup. Like we talked for an hour. I'll never forget. I was pacing on a indoor soccer field. And I was like, well, that was hard because she told me that I wasn't thinking big enough. I was like, I'll show you. I wasn't thinking big enough. So like, what's great about this beautiful business that we're in is that you can decide like how you run your business, how big you want to go, what your goal is, like how you're going to get there. And time is, we only get 24 hours in a day. So I just I love this a lot. So now we're going to talk about pursuing. So we've already talked about a lot of this. So most of the work for open house is done before the day. So I cannot hit home how much I want you to know about that house. If you're doing an open house, for me, here's the thing. I'm always happy to walk you through. I'm always happy to share anything I possibly can. I'm just here to help. And in return, all I ask is that you send me an update, that I'm not reaching out to you 3 hours later saying, how did it go? Like, I want you to make it a process. And I can tell you now, all of your realtors that you're helping, that's how you'll stay top of mind. Like if you're newer and you want to build a business around open houses, I promise you, you build relationships with me or John or whomever in the office. Patrice, like I know Patrice, there's times I've gone to Patrice, actually multiple times where I'm like, hey, who's in PC that may want this opportunity? Because I'm all for letting you guys shadow and be there. I think Alexis shadowed me in a Halsley listing, which was over $1 million, which $1 million listing is different. I mean, I treat all houses the same. Like you just, but I think that there's also, when you get to luxury, like you want to have a confidence there too, because a lot of people have a limiting belief around luxury homes versus maybe starter but with that being said, practicing your conversations. So Jessica asked, like, what do you say? And really just be a person. Just think they're human. And as you practice and do more, you'll figure out body language. You'll right away tell if like they don't want to talk to you. And that's all right. There's been times where I'm like, okay, move on. Don't like put the ego aside. More people are coming. That's what I kind of say. More people are coming. So like I will when it's that 70 degrees and bright and sunny, and I'm like, darn, why am I doing this open house? I'll be like, it's gonna be a great day today. People are gonna show up, they're gonna be excited about this listing, and I'm going to attract a buyer who needs my services, who wants to buy a home. I say that. And there's times where I'm like, I'm saying it out loud like 5 times just because I have to get my head in the game. A toolbox I have too is I've got music. I love my songs. There's times I have to go dance it out. You might be like, okay, I'm not doing that. You have your vice. You need to go like have some Dove's dark chocolate, because that's another vice of mine. If you want to win my heart, is bring me some Dove's. It's gotta be dark chocolate though. I love those little love notes. But be ready. Mindset. You're there. It's only an hour and a half to 2 hours, whatever you've set, whatever you've agreed upon. You're doing an open house for me or for someone else in the office. Show appreciation. Like I promise, I remember. I don't even have to just post it on Facebook. Like I have my open houses covered before the sales meetings ever with. So we will remember how well you did. And there's times that I might be coming to you and asking for an open house. So just saying, just because I've been doing this a long time doesn't mean I'm not gonna ask you too, potentially. So this is a really good idea. Like if you want to figure out some of the timing. So if you're on Monday morning, you've committed, you want to do an open house, the following or upcoming weekend, you can go into MLS. You can look at our listing, Keller Williams, which I'll show you at break. I'll show you. Sinead was asking how we can find that. I am happy. We're gonna be taking a break in a little bit, but I'm happy to show any of you, or we can kind of do a walkthrough, but it's just a matter of logging into MLS. And then there's a search where you could say my company listings, but I'll show you that. And then just know your areas, know what area 10, like if you're newer to business, or it doesn't even matter if you're newer, maybe you just haven't taken time to ever do this and you've been in business for 5 years. Take a minute and learn the areas. Know that area 10 is Church Hill, Jackson Ward, Museum District Fan. What is 20, the near West End? Know 30, 32. It will help you with being intentional on your searches for your clients too. So, and it will help you with being intentional on that open house. If you're like, I know I want to dominate Lakeside, that's 32 team, just know the schools, if you even take it a step further, maybe you love this neighborhood so much and I hit the jackpot by doing this listing on Wentworth. I sold 2 on Wentworth, 1 block over from each other, which is the first time I've done that in a while. But bring some area information too. It doesn't take long to talk about upcoming events or talk about, because we've been getting a lot of out of town people in, and I feel like we're going to see a lot more of that this year. That's just my magic 8 ball. Don't know if it's legit, but the more confident you are talking about these things, it's going to fuel your confidence and this great decision you made to be a realtor. I promise you, all of this work, there's no way it's not going to yield some result. It may not be overnight, but I promise it will show up. So maybe you've gotten into MLS on Monday and you're not just quite there yet. Come to the sales meeting on Tuesday. Sure, you can post on Facebook, but that you're available. I can tell you now, I don't take time to look at that ever. Like I don't ever like go to search Facebook to use a free for an open house. I just don't do that. So you can come to the sales meeting. If the sales meeting doesn't work for you, reach out to leadership and find out. Ariel does a great job of posting the coming soon listings that were announced during that meeting. Hit that list and see what's available. Then do not send a text. Pick up the phone and call the realtor. Yes, there's a good chance you're going to voicemail, but that's okay. Introduce yourself because then there's some accountability of the voice. Wednesday, post online. So, okay, y'all, this is free marketing. And this is where social media kind of integrates with open houses. I don't know why we're not going over to that house. Even at minimum, take a picture. I know that me talking on social media, I can only tell you how many times I'll redo that video. I sat on the sideline of basketball last night because my son made travel and I wanted to get a video out last night that I did not have time to do until like 6 o'clock last night. And I was like, sitting on sidelines, hey everybody, it's Melissa Oefelein, your Richmond realtor. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and then I had it because I messed up something. So like, if you're gonna do a video, feel free to take a second to think through what you're saying. I wasn't doing that. So I know it sounds like I probably do this all the time. I also have so many bloopers on this phone. There's a reason it runs so slow these days. There's too much data taken. But like at minimum, post a picture of the house because people are going to know if it's your, I mean, yes, I think it's a practice of, hey, everybody, check out this listing located at 123 ABC Street. I'm going to be open house. I would love for you to come. You can create a Facebook event around it free. I tried to create a Facebook event around this class last night. I don't know if it showed up because the reception was so slow. But this is free opportunity. These reels, like I just noticed my Instagram views are like well over 10,000 now. And it's because of reels. And Brandon Blankenship, who was on the main stage, literally took Instagram and turned it into a 20 million business. This guy's under 30. I'm not saying we go be Brandon Blankenship because there's so many shiny things in this business, but be intentional on one or two things you want to be really good at, right? So at minimum, take a picture. If you're like, I don't want to be on social media because I'm too private. I don't need people looking at my cat or dog or whatever. All right, then don't post create a Josh Kohler real estate page. Like I have Melissa Oefelein licensed in the Commonwealth of Virginia. The followers are not where I want it to be because I don't post on it enough. I post on my Wide Open Spaces personal page. But you decide how you want to do it. But I will tell you, you're missing the opportunity if you are not on social media. You got to be there. So we'll talk more about that because you can post it online. If you've got your database and you're using command diligently, you can send it out and invite people. That's defined as a touch. Now, when you get on social media and you're posting this and someone's like, oh, great, that's a beautiful house. I will tell you now, like so many people will post and ghost, but if you actually take a minute and say, thank you, so excited, hearts or something, it bumps the post in the algorithm. So like you want to engage. You'll see more about that in just a little bit, but we definitely want to post door knocking. All right, y'all, Friday, that is the right. Like do it on Friday. You're like, oh, I never have door knocked until the first time was last year. And I was with Ricky Fout, who is a really good friend of mine, and he is like a champ. Like, if y'all want to go door knocking, call Ricky Fout. If you're like, you got to know Ricky. He's got such a good positive attitude. And I was like so nervous, but I was in Forest Hill. I was like, okay, I'm going to commit to this. We get to the house or we're meeting. Ricky looks at me. He's like, I was ghostly white. He was like, are you okay? I was like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And I was really serious. Like I was sick. And I can stand here and give you a 5-minute speech on cheese probably, and it would be flawless because I can do that. Well, I like cheese too. But I was like, what am I? That's right. See, there's a reason I'm dropping these little things, Dove's chocolates and cheese. So if you want to win my heart, I don't like goat cheese though. But that being said, door knocking. It was so simple, and I'll tell you why. So it was in Forest Hill, fantastic neighborhood, right? Walkable. I did it in Hanover. All you do is you knock on the door, have a flyer, and then I was jumping back by like 5 feet because I was like, people might be crazy and like want to know what I'm doing. Everyone that opened the door, they kind of looked at me like, what is she selling? I'm just being honest. But I was like, hey, I'm Melissa Oefelein. I'm the realtor who has this listing listed here. I just wanted to let you know that I'm hosting open house Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. And if parking, is kind of odd, that's what's happening. I just wanted to let you know. And if you have a friend that's been looking in the neighborhood, I'd love for you to send them by. Everybody was so grateful and gracious, and it was nice. Like, there will be people that don't open the door. That's okay. Like, you can stick the flyer in the door. Don't ever put anything in the mailbox. Big no-no. But door knocking, I know Josh door knocks like a champ. How's that gone for you?
It's going good. I unfortunately didn't have time to door knock ahead of yours, but when I've done it before, I kind of have a similar approach. A lot of people are assuming that you're selling something, so I step back and I make sure that I'm smiling, when they open the door. And as soon as they open the door, I was like, hey, don't worry, I'm not selling anything. Just wanted to let you know that I'm having an open house down the street, so there could be a lot of cars. I also wanted to let you know that you are personally invited. Obviously, you've got a beautiful home, but if you're curious about what this looks like, or if you would, would like to, bring a friend, you're more than welcome to. And, if you got, your kids, soccer buddy or anybody that you're trying to get into the neighborhood, this is a good time to possibly be thinking about an opportunity to potentially influence, kind of pick your neighbor kind of thing. And, people are like, oh, I never thought about it that way. And I'll give them a flyer and be like, I'm gonna have drinks and snacks. You're welcome to come by. Either way, just wanted to let you know. Hope you have a blessed day.
So Josh, he pretty much like kind of the example I shared. So he too is experienced that people automatically think that what are you selling? What are you like? What affiliation you are with? But he like lets them know about the parking, the open house. You're personally invited. Obviously, you have a beautiful home. People appreciate it. I will tell you now. This is a safe space. So like, I don't make it a diligent part of my practice to do it. I'm more diligent with the social media posting and doing videos and getting reels out. But door knocking, I can't think of a single person that hasn't been successful for, even myself when I make time to do it. But it's an opportunity for practice team as well. Like even just engaging and talking to people, like it is a great practice.
Once you have your little conversation down that you rehearsed, you can say the exact same thing on somebody's Ring doorbell as well.
Exactly.
Because you can put it and be like, hey, don't know if you guys are watching, but if you are, hi, my name's Josh. Just want to let you know that I'm stopping by to invite you to an open house down the street. It's going to be Saturday from 10 to 12. It's going to be a lot of cars. Wanted to let you know you're welcome to attend as well.
Do you want to like come up and share this to the Zoom real quick?
Yeah.
So we're going to keep this interactive, everybody. Feel free to chat in the comments too, but I'm going to let Josh, because he's just sharing some good stuff and I want y'all to hear this. So Josh, go for it.
Hey, so I'll pretend that this Zoom meeting or this Zoom camera is a Ring camera at somebody's house. And so I've got my stuff in my hand. People are, if they see it, they usually assume that I'm a contractor or whatever. I don't want them to assume that. And I also still want to get the word out. So I'll press the Ring doorbell and I'll have my stuff and be like,
Hey guys, don't know if you're watching or not, but if you are, just wanted to let you know that my name is Josh. We've got an open house with your neighbor 2 doors down from 10 to noon on Saturday. Wanted to let you know that you're invited to come. You're welcome to bring friends. This is an opportunity to potentially kind of pick your neighbor if you have anybody on your kid's soccer team or whatever that you're trying to get into the neighborhood. Anyways, just wanted to let you know that there'll be lots of cars. You're welcome to come by yourself. Hope to see you there. Have a blessed day either way.
Awesome. Thank you.
And that's my Ring doorbell script.
As his Ring doorbell script too. See, really, you could say the same things. You're not really reinventing the wheel. And that's one thing I will say about real estate. Like, we can keep it simple. We don't have to overcomplicate these things. Like, just getting confident to do the work, like, you're not changing it every time. So figure out your process.
I know, so I have a license in California, and anytime that I door knocked, and I would go 10 houses each direction, there hasn't been one open house where I didn't get a neighbor to come and at least view, because everyone's a looky loo, they wanna see what their neighbor's house
Sure.
looks like,
Sure.
so, I think door knocking works if that's one of your,
Practices. Yeah.
practice.
Yeah, Linda's licensed in California too, and she made a good point as well. I mean, it doesn't have to be streets and streets, like 10 homes on each side, go each direction, set an hour to do it. But she's had success with a neighbor coming every single time. What clients like to know, so again, I've already kind of touched into this, but if you have the time to make it a part of your practice, knowing local community things, like I will share, I mean, it's taken years to master this, but I talk about the festivals. I talk about how Richmond, once March comes, like March through October, it's like truly something for everyone. And we're getting all types of trends to our area. It's not one demographic, it's not one state, like it's coming from all directions. Interesting enough, I've had a lot of Florida and Georgia coming, which a lot of people seem to think Virginia was heading, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, which yes, that's happening too. But like following trends of like people are coming from all directions, and these are information pieces. There's so many free, the whole relocation information. I tell people I have a relocation packet. I'm working on improving it. Because I have so many referral partners that are realtors across the country. But you can go to this little house at where the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts is. There's this building. It's kind of like a mini chain. It's not the chamber, but it's like a welcome center. And the airport has, Tara, you can maybe bring some things for everybody. Like there's so many publications like Ashland, Hanover, Chesterfield, Midlothian Lifestyle has a magazine, City Lifestyle has a magazine. The Richmond Family Magazine, I think is now every 2 months, but that's a Kroger. Like grab some publications, put it in, which I brought my hot pink folder. I literally have stickers that say Melissa Oefelein Real Estate, hot pink folder. I have publications in it. I always kind of tailor it to, like I'll have some that are just broad, but then if I have somebody asking for it, if I know that they have kids, I'll make sure there's extra kids stuff in there. If I know they like breweries, sometimes I'll have a $5 gift card to a brewery in there. So like, there's so many like free materials available. So if you're like, especially if you're doing one in the city, I think it's good to bring a few with you, and then you can easily stick your business card in it, and it's something they walked away with, so it's kind of easy and it's free, like low cost. Back to the point of you can partner with a mortgage officer. You can go to Todd. Feel free to, we're going to take a break here in just a couple of minutes, but if you need to, do your thing.
No, I'm just tired, so bored, and trying not to go to sleep.
I got you. But anyways, we do have to have a RESPA. So I just saw the little asterisk come up. So we do have an ABA disclosure with Keller Mortgage. There are lots of disclosures. Just make sure you're prepared and have all of that. Prospect, building trust and rapport, providing value. I mean, really, you're providing value by being at this open house. And like, if you have extra statistics about the house, it's just going to put you in like you're showing how knowledgeable you are, and it's free information. I don't know. I say go. There's no reason not to do it. And then of course, building trust and rapport, like make sure you say, even if they don't even want to make eye contact with you, which is totally okay, just say hello. Like, hey, I'm Josh with Keller Williams. Hey, I'm Melissa Oefelein. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you being here. Like, Sammy, I see your hand, girl.
That was quick.
I was watching. How's it going?
So I've been, I guess, told that if you know, try to build rapport and things like that with offering to show them a house, like a one-time showing, maybe they're not ready to do a consultation, like you're just like, hey, the open house is over at 4. I'm more than willing and able to take you to some neighboring homes. And you do that one-time showing agreement. You may not know the answer, but like I have looked up that one-time showing agreement, and it like requires, I guess, seller's signature to say how much your commission is going to be. Do you know how that works? Possibly. That might be a Patrice question. I don't know.
Know that I've seen one with a seller signature either. Let me dig into that and I'll answer that question here. I'll look on break.
Thank you so much.
I feel like, go ahead.
No, I said thank you.
And actually, that's a really good
come up the other
point.
day, and when I looked it up in MLS, it had said like owner signature, and I'm like, owner signature. I thought this would have been like potential buyer signature. So
Right.
it was a
I
little
think-
confusion.
Yeah, we'll get the answer to that. And actually,
The right one.
that might, yeah, I don't, the form that I've used too, I don't have a owner signature. So we'll get the form numbers. That's actually, I'm so happy you brought that up because of all the change in our industry. Like we have to have people before we show, we have to have an agreement signed. So like there is a 1-day touring agreement that you could have people sign as you're building that rapport. So you definitely want to have, you know, the conversation around compensation. And I'm not saying that you have to do it at the open house, but if you're gonna set an appointment to show them something right after, like maybe have a couple of those printed like off and then just say, hey, in order for me to show you this house, I do need this agreement signed. You're not bound to me, but in order to protect, but we could talk more about that.
Yeah. That's
and
what I wanted to have it in my open house packet, you know, like with my sign-in sheets and
that's
everything.
smart. No, that's a great point. Thanks for bringing that up.
Thanks.
Like very good. But being positive, y'all, like it all kind of interconnects, if you will. Like, Patrice and I, we talk about this a lot, but like attracts like, energy attracts energy. Like if you're like doom and gloom and oh my gosh, and let me tell you how many times I've showed up at open house, because I will roll into an open house too. I went into one the other day. Why did I see this? Did y'all see me? Anybody? Just in their phone.
Maria would have flipped.
I'm just saying, like, keep your phone in your, I mean, there's a reason I like my jeans and my Nikes, but like, yes, I keep it in the back pocket. Do not have that phone like out. And now if they're asking a question about the house or something and you want to pull it real quick, maybe that's okay. But like, don't be texting. Like stand, shake it out. If you see people walking up the sidewalk and you're sitting just chilling, like get up, like let's have a good presence, like let that like oxygen stand up, shoulders down, good posture, confidence. We could teach a class around that, right? And then providing value. This is all where it's kind of coming home. Know your market, know what's available, what's coming soon. Oh my gosh, like let me talk to you about that. If you know there's a house coming soon, like, hey, I do know that 123 ABC Street is going to be hitting the market next week. Would you be open to me emailing it to you? Boom. You got their email address, you're sending it. I know that there's people in this office that will debate me all day about coming soon. Come at me. That's fun because I'm going to tell you how much I love coming soon. I love stalking a property. I love knowing when it's coming. I love reaching out to the realtor ahead of time to let them know that I've got someone interested. I love it when you call me and tell me how interested your people are. I love it when people try to slip me a 20 and come in early too, but that doesn't ever happen because I'm not going to real estate jail. I push the envelope, but I don't break the rules. I've never been. Yeah. But anyway, so we're gonna go there. But like just like knowing your market is the value and like just coming from contribution and offering to help and just sharing stuff, like the more you do, the more confident you and more natural it becomes. We've already talked about this, but have a sign-in sheet, capture their information. Command, like get that information into Command. If you don't know how to use Command, we have so many opportunities to learn how to use it every month. So please take advantage of the training. Let me tell you, this old school, like I somehow was honored and lucky to be asked to be on the power of your database. So I was on a panel for a second year. My phone is vibrating, I'm sorry. I was surprised because I wasn't sure. When I was asked to be on a panel, I figured it'd be around like client events or but anyways, I was on Unlock the Power of Your Database. And I was like, oh, cool topic. And then I thought about it. And because my database went from 18% health to 82% in less than a year. And we're going to be at 99 by the end of this year. I promise you, I've got a big plan. But this database, your database is your data bank. And like, it took me 20 years to figure that out. But like, this is an opportunity to get someone in there. And then you can create a drip campaign to touch them and provide value. Like, this is how we run our business, how we're going to make, like, this is how we develop rapport. You can use the Keller Williams app, but like, find things to ask questions about. And maybe like, because there's times where it comes like after we've, hey, how are you? Thanks for coming to the open house. I'm Melissa. If you don't mind signing in, that would be great. So I can keep track of how many folks came to this open house. That's kind of how I lead in. Oh, I love your shoes. Where did you get this from? I don't know. Like I ask personal questions. So like, so what have you been up to today? I mean, there's some times where I'm like, so what have you been up to today? Have you been to any other open houses? I know that sounds a little informal, but like I've gotten to a point where I can read body language and kind of tell if they're chill or not. If I find out they have a realtor and actually know who the realtor is, I've texted like James Strum, for example. James Strum, I was like, hey, James Strum, your client just showed up for a second time at the open house for measuring the bedroom. He's like, oh my gosh, thanks, Mel. Like, it's nice. Like realtor to realtor, yes, it's collaboration over competition. And you might help that seller, like the buyer might come in, they might have a realtor, cool. Like, but letting that realtor know their client came might lead into maybe interest in that listing. And not only think about the value you just brought, and that energy will not go unrewarded. Like I assure you that, even if it wasn't your listing, like, I don't know, there's just some power to it of the energy. But just remember you're there to get leads and appointments, and we'll keep talking about it. So following up. Okay, so this is some secret sauce, you all. Took me years to do it, probably 16 to be exact. This is what I do. I pull out my phone before I'm leaving. I go through the list. If there's a cell phone number, I will take a video message. If you don't want to do it 10 times, you don't have to say their name. I do say their name, but maybe you're just getting into it and you need some practice. But I'll be like, hey, it was so good to see you. Or I'll just be like, hey, it's Melissa Oefelein. Thank you so much for coming to my open house at 7412 Wentworth Avenue. It was nice to meet you. I would be honored to help you with any real estate questions. Just know that I'm someone you could reach out to anytime. I'd love to get to know you better. 540-761-8432, although my number's on there. I hope you have a great day. Click. Is anyone mind blown right now? Please like lift my ego a little bit. I'm just kidding. I don't need it, my ego lift it, but does anyone think that's cool, or are y'all thinking I'm a lunatic? Be honest, it won't hurt my feelings.
No, I think it's good. Videos, I heard, work better than just texting or calling.
That's right, Heather. That was Heather, right?
Yeah.
It's not showing me who's speaking. I'm guessing voices right now. Yeah, because there's that face. So I was just listening to James Shaw, and I know that Tara was on that same call the other day. It was a challenge of doing 5 video messages a day. So this is, again, where social media kind of integrates. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I only did it one day, but it was on Friday, but it got me a listing appointment today. I was like, Hey, Deneen, I hope you're doing well. I know you talked about one, and I've sold Deneen and Jeff a house. I sold Gwen, their daughter. I listed their house, sold them their 4-acre retreat in Mosley near the Swift Creek Berry Farm. Great location, less than $300,000. They now are looking to move elsewhere. I announced the listing a couple weeks ago for like an office exclusive, but they're now ready for me to come walk through, tell them what they need to do to get it on the market. But I just did the video. Hey, Deneen, it's Melissa Oefelein. Hope you're having a great March. I just wanted to check in. I know you're talking about having interest of selling your home. I actually brought it up as an office exclusive the other day because you gave me permission to. But I just want to let you know I'm here if you want me to come by and take a look. Otherwise, I hope you have a great weekend. Boom, click. So the video messaging, there's like some accountability. Now, let me be honest. I also tried to like revamp some old leads and that didn't work, but that's okay. I'm gonna still like set up a system where I reach out every Monday to everyone that I haven't talked to in a while. And that's, I mean, it kind of hurts. Like, I was like, oh, how did I let that go by not reaching out to them in a while? So I'm doing it until they tell me not to. So, but the thing is that that's one way to follow up. I am old school and I love stationery. If you ever, Josh, I saved Josh's life last year for Valentine's Day when I had a big stack of I taught this class on Valentine's Day a year ago. And I was like, hey, if any of you missed the mark and forgot to get that Hallmark card for somebody that's special to you, look at all these Valentine's Day cards. You can take one. And he took 2 so for his kid too, right? I remember so many things. But like, you could get that thank you note written and in the mail, stamped by Monday. Keep stamps. Get Home Goods has the most beautiful stationery and it's cheap. And sometimes it has like a little gold embossed sticker. That handwritten note, who loves getting handwritten notes in the mail? Be honest, safe space.
Oh, yes.
Who hasn't received one in forever? When was the last time you received a handwritten note?
Last year.
It's an art. Yes, I know stamps. I was humbled with a $175 post office bill the other day because I was mailing VIP packets and doing all these things. Here's the thing, like stamps are an expense and they are 72 cents, but I promise you that handwritten note, sticking your business card in there can go a long way. So follow up, get that into the database. So, not to tell you about stalking on social media, because that you can find out a lot of information on social media too if you stalk someone. I'm just saying, but we'll talk about that a little bit. Make notes. Again, I can't emphasize enough. If you had a conversation with someone about like a timeline of when they want to buy, sell, if they said anything in specific about not having a realtor or just like maybe needing, like maybe a need, like, hey, I think that I need to paint my house or do some work. Take the opportunity to connect them to somebody. So if you're like, what is she talking about? This is something else I got to do. Y'all, I'm going to tell you now, build relationships with people, all things house. Have your dream team. I have a dream team that pays for all my events. That's a different class, but I will tell you now, go find a painter, go find your flooring company, because 9 times out of 10, that flooring company will have an incentive for realtors, just like Cavalier Moving, who was our sponsor yesterday. They get 5% if you refer them. So your client, you can be like, hey, so like the floor store, I have a relationship with the floor store that they give my clients 10% discount. That could throw that in, like, hey, guess what? You need some new carpeting. Go over to the floor store. It's worth like having a look. They'll give you my realtor discount too. So many people will provide a realtor discount. So like have an insurance agent, have your loan officer. I call my loan officer my main squeeze. And I have the best story on the planet about this relationship. He's been doing it since 1987. But bring value, you guys. And that's a wrap for open houses. How's everybody doing? I'm gonna go get my microphone. Go ahead.
I love it. Thank you.
Melissa, I wanted to share something that's been working so good for me. Somebody else shared it with me. It was for Jessica. With the sign-in sheets. Instead of just taking the sign-in sheets, I went to the pop shelf and bought some cheap little mini clipboards and made a questionnaire with like ratings 1 through 5 on like how do you think the appearance of the property, blah blah blah, and at the bottom they put their name if they have a realtor or whatever. But it lets you start a conversation to say, hey, the seller would really appreciate it if you would fill out this questionnaire about what you think about the house. And just to give them an idea through the buyer's eyes, it's 5 questions, rating 1 through 5. And if you have a realtor and you don't feel comfortable leaving your name, leave their name and number at the bottom. And if it's really busy, you're just doing that like a I don't know, like a cycle. And then when they're handing it back to you, you're like, oh, well, thank you so much. And, you know, if you have time to have a conversation and it's like a slower open house. But I've been getting so many of those all filled out because people are like, yeah, I'm helping you. I'm helping the seller and I'm giving my opinion, putting all of their information on there instead of like just the traditional sign-in sheet. It's been so interactive. And I couldn't believe how much great feedback I had from that.
Oh my gosh, that's like amazing. Like I feel like I'm just one like I feel like whoosh, like that's so good. Like you can have like this questionnaire, and if I like, you know, I'm going back to Josh again, and like he does a really good job for open houses. Like he let me know specifically like how many groups, what the overall like. Like I used to be like, so what do they think? Like, were like any feedback? Was there anything that would be helpful? But like having that questionnaire, that's just another added layer of like having people. I like that. So that thank you for sharing. So if you want to like take it a step further, the cool thing is, again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to have it typed out specific to the address each time. You can just have it already created, have these clipboards. So I like that. That's really good. All right, we're gonna take like 5 to 7 minutes to stretch it out, check phones, do whatever you gotta do. But I was gonna ask for a big favor because I'm really this is not one of my strengths. I would be honored if you would take a minute and give a review. One of my personal goals is to become a Keller Williams certified instructor, and I do plan to take the class in July in Virginia Beach. And I know there's oftentimes I forget to do this. So I've missed the opportunity many times actually to have this QR code. But what you do is you put the market center, and you could just say if you were virtual or regional. I don't think my name's not going to be listed. You have to type it in because I think you have to have 100 reviews to get your name listed, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm Melissa, and my last name is O-E, F as in Frank, E-L-E-I-N, Melissa O. Open houses with Ignite. So I'd love to have the opportunity for a review because I do want to get better too, and continue this opportunity to pour into you all because, we're taking a break for.
Ignite 7 will capture leads with open house.
Yep, Ignite 7, capture leads with open houses. Ending off. Hey guys, so before we move on, like, do any of you have questions about like how to find office listings, like list our listings? Do y'all know how to do that? I take it that's a yes. All right.
I was gonna say I know how to do it.
Okay, good. All right, y'all. Who had MySpace? Anybody? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
I did.
It was a platform where you could put it, yeah. So
Yes.
does Justin Timberlake own that? Didn't he buy that in like 2013 or something?
Did he?
I feel like he did. So MySpace was like before Facebook, and you could put a song to it. So I always have like Sean Kingston, like Fire Burning. There was one time I was like, I'm in a bad mood. I'm gonna put Umbrella on. It was Rihanna's Umbrella. Like, I was like, and then people were coming, she's a realtor, Bella. I was like, oh my gosh. I had people like drip in and be like, oh, hey, you're a realtor. I want to work with you. I sold 4 houses through MySpace. Crazy. Facebook. I had someone just 6 months ago from Burn Boot Camp that was like, my daughter and my son-in-law are thinking about buying a house, and I just love how like what you post. So would you be willing to help them? I closed on my house like not even in 60 days, $400,000 just through Facebook, y'all. So safe space. Is there anyone in here that does not want to be on social media?
Me,
Who's
Tara.
me? Who said me?
Tara.
You don't want to be on social media? Girl, you just posted a picture of your clothing and you were like looking good on that counter. What are you talking about?
That wasn't me. That was the client.
Girl,
Yes.
is that your twin? Because I swear that was you too.
No, I would not get on their island.
So I clearly, okay, y'all, I'm gonna tell you a secret. So this is true, and I'm good. I'm getting better. Is I post and I get out. Like I don't really scroll often. So if I actually see something, it's because I scrolled fast and I wanted to like 10 things or a comment, but I don't do it till I don't have. So there is a process. There is. So I know because you could easily scroll for hours, right? And then there's that, oh my gosh, my brain just lost 3 hours because I was just got. So, all right, we're going to open it up with capturing leads with social media. This is what we're talking about next. So here's the thing. You can decide like how much you do, but social media is a free marketing tool to keep relevant of what you do. People will forget. People that bought houses from you will forget about you. It's happened. It happened to me, and that hurt my feelings a little bit. That's okay. You just fix your crown, and anyone can wear a crown, y'all, and you move on. You just have to figure out. So this is a business where you have to like sometimes like yes, you might need to take. I quit my job in 2021 probably for a total of 9 hours one year because I was getting beat out by I got beat out by a $400,000 over asking offer, and I was like, well, that hurt my feelings. I just offered 150 over. I'm out, and I've quit for the rest of the day. But then I come back, y'all, because it's all I know. But social media is free, and social media is not going anywhere. And frankly, like some people will check out your credibility on social media, whether they know you or not. And like yesterday, I had an interview. Let me tell you real quick. I had an interview for over $1 million client. This is from social media. Somebody, it's a realtor, so it'd be a realtor referral. I was tagged in this group multiple times. I quickly reached out, but then I didn't hear anything. I was like, well, darn, I didn't get that. It was like 4 days. It was Friday. She called me. She sent me a text yesterday and said, hey, Melissa, are you free to chat? And I was like, yeah, give me 10 minutes, but sure, because I was getting into the car to go to basketball. Well, she told me she did her homework on me on social media. Go in and Google your name. Oh my gosh, yesterday I took a screenshot of what AI said about me from my Google reviews that I just started a year ago because Melissa failed the mark on asking people for reviews. And we're going to talk about that too today. That's some secret sauce, y'all. It's all free stuff. It's free advertising. Like when I got into this business, sellers would look at me and say, well, are you in this magazine? Do you advertise in the Roanoke Times? Like think about all that traditional advertising. And some people still use traditional advertising. I do not. I use social media because it's free. You can choose to spend a little bit of money if you want to boost an ad. I see some of y'all doing some really cool stuff. Sammy, I don't know if Sammy's still on here. Sammy, you still on here? Okay, Sammy's doing something amazing with Mungo Homes and basketball. Sammy, I'm loving your event with Mungo Homes and the basketball. Well, I'm gonna let you talk about that here in a little bit, but if you want to, but it's super cool. Like I just
I definitely want to whenever you're ready.
Yeah, people remember things. And the thing is, there is a little science to it. And I'm still like studying. Like yesterday, I Googled when is the best time to post on Facebook? The reason I Googled that is because I'm running a competition and I'm going to share it with y'all, a little secret sauce on what I'm doing. Because I realized I again have the goal of getting my database to 99%. So I don't know if I truly believe 100% exists. It probably does, but I'm just given a margin of error. But I'm doing a competition to get people's addresses, emails, birthdays, because birthdays are huge to me, like sending birthday cards, finding out who their kids are. I've sold so many houses to people and I don't know their kids' like birthdays. I know their names, like I do know their names, but I want to know their kids, but the kids' birthdays. Like it's really important to know these things. So I have this like competition going and I want to make sure it gets a lot of hits, which my reel that I created yesterday has had over 700 reviews already. And then I ended up getting 10 Google reviews in the last 12 hours just from, so my Google, like I'm trying to get to 100 5-star reviews by the end of this month because I chose not, I see Sammy, I'm gonna get you in just a second. I chose not to think about it, but establish a place of business on Google. It's free. Put 6806 Paragon Place. This is where we are, 6806 Paragon Place, Suite 300. Like, establish, like, Alexis Payton, realtor. Linda, realtor. I don't know your last name, but I'll know it before the end of this. But, like, it's free. And then when you close on this house, like, ask your client for a review. It'll boost you in searches, okay? So let's, Sammy, you had your hand up.
Yes, I guess this might be one of my limiting beliefs, but and we used to have a limiting belief napkin for my when I was on my team, so that's just I like that you have the monkey. But either way, I guess is with people and their kids, some people are very protective over their children's information, their information. At what point and how do you ask for that information and do you get pushback?
So when I ask for information like that, I know them. So it's a relationship. It's not somebody I don't know yet. Like, so I do have a process of an intake sheet. So when I have a new buyer consult and I've built that rapport, I have an all about you form. I'm happy to share it with you. It's simple, just asking birthdays, email, phone numbers, your favorite snack. Because when we were in that multiple bidding war craziness, which we are still seeing it a little bit in some areas, buyers get beat up, right? Like, can anyone relate with me? You represented a buyer, they might have lost out on 5. Has anyone been in that situation?
I have a buyer right now that they're snatching away 10,000 of grants that she specifically planned for. So I'm like, I need to send her some wine because she's a very nervous and anxious person. So I love that idea.
Does she like wine?
Yeah, she told me the night that she made the decision to go under contract, she drank a bottle of wine because she hates big decisions.
Because yeah, you have to be careful too. Like, I love, just because I might like some Blanc de Blanc or champagne, you got to know your audience too, because they might not drink. So like sometimes like I will ask questions like, what's your favorite food or favorite thing to drink? Or like, what's your hobby? Like I try to ask questions like that. But like my client Luke, who I'm going to look at his house on Friday that I sold a home to, we lost out on 4. I know he likes Oreos. So I dropped off a bag of Oreos one time. And he's like, oh my gosh, like you remember that? So it like just getting this information up front is just like it sets you apart. It's really a special touch. And depending on how you run, like there's so many ways to run this business. I choose relational, I choose by referral only. But there's opportunities to buy leads. There's opportunities, like you really can run it however you want. There's really no right way. But I think that extra personal touch, especially if you give a closing gift, which they say, you can't spend more than $25, but you get to choose how you do it. I think it's just nice. Like they remember the little things like that set it apart. So let's get into this. Again, we're going back into telemarketing and just be smart. This slide is on every presentation. Do not call list, the Can Spam Act, email. Like make sure. So you can go to the Richmond Association of Realtors and buy an open house log too. I actually did that early, like 2013. I went there and got this log. It's like a bound book. And then it says, at the bottom, like you're giving permission for us to contact you and I always kind of tell people, like, I'm not a spammer. Like, I don't really even like to talk on the phone, to be honest. So there's so many ways you can get around not having to talk on the phone, by the way. But just make sure that you have permission to contact or check the do not call list. Go to our leadership and find out. So again, it's kind of all integrated, but we're going to talk about capturing leads with social media. I'm going to share. So this is where I bring a lot of secret sauce to it too, because there's so many free opportunities. We also at the front desk, I'm not like trying to push sales or anything, but there's a playbook. There's the Millionaire Real Estate Agent Playbook that has like a gameplay, like a one-page gameplay on all these different ways to lead gen, generate business, to build your business. They've got a volume 1 and 2. I own both and they're amazing. Like I've got one you can borrow if you want to borrow, but there's playbooks on social media too, like Brandon Blankenship, Instagram, like we're buddies. I actually did a challenge with him. Kristen Carter is a big AI person. So like, if you want to know any of these people, definitely text me. I'm happy to connect you because we've all gotten to know each other. But we're going to talk about the 10-5-1 engagement system. We're going to talk about social media strategies, posting practice, daily success system, and then we'll have some recaps, ahas. If you have something secret sauce with social media, I welcome that you bring it because I think it's fun. Like I personally love hearing tips too. So let's roll through this. Let's talk through some engagement. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now. So it takes time to learn something, more time to implement it, and even longer to approach mastery of it. We're all working towards mastery. Like the book Outliers, I think it's Outliers. It's 10 million or 10,000 hours to be an expert on something. So Malcolm Tidwell wrote the book Outliers. And the one thing that I say that I'm going to learn, secret sauce, guys, is YouTube. I want to learn how to do YouTube. I sat on an hour webinar yesterday with the guy, Levi, I don't know how to say his last name, who wrote Passive Prospecting. I also just bought the book. It's on my nightstand. I've read 3 pages. So I'm going to do better. But I feel pretty good about my Instagram. I think my Facebook looks good. I think it could be better because I had a at family reunion. But like, I always say start small, big results. So like if social media is kind of brand new to you, cool. If you've been doing it for a while, cool. Like we all have ways that we can continue to work towards mastery, right? So let's rock and roll and talk about some things. The 10-5-1. All right. We've already, again, been talking about this. So this iPhone, which let me tell you something really funny. My dad is they somehow have gotten back to flip phones. So my dad has a flip phone. He went to a smartphone, didn't know how to use it, went back to flip phone. That's okay, right? But there's so many, like, how technology is always changing. We kind of have to stay relevant. Like when I got into this business, we had an MLS book. It looks like a phone book. And you're like, what is a phone book? Oh. Does anyone not know what a phone book is? I just want to know. Okay, cool. Phone book, so I used to think it was fun to go through the phone book. Who's got the last name Thompson? Because my last name was Thompson. Now I'm sure there's no one with Oefelein, but with that being said, we had this book, this MLS printout book that would print every 2 weeks with the listings. By the time it was printed, probability is high, the listing was sold. So like, then they brought the tool called the MLS. I was an assistant to realtor at that time. So I was just learning the MLS because I was so bored in this model because it was new construction. And I would just learn it. And I was like, okay, we got to learn it, right? We have to stay, like, even if you're resistant to technology, we got to know something because if not, you're like, we're going to get left in the dust. So smartphones really have made it a beautiful thing, right? You can easily take some video in the house, which when you start like taking little video, of course, with the permission of like the realtor, and maybe you do a little video clip, like, and let me show you a little secret too. You want to hold your phone out and go up. Like it take me, like, don't get your feet though. Like, it's how I used to get my feet. I was like, hold on, I got to fix that. but I always kind of start like down and up, kind of like right to left, stop, then go to the next room, up, zoom, and then you can like kind of clip it together. But I'm not here to like teach you how to create a reel today, but there's so many things that you can do, right? You could have your voice. Hey, everybody, check out the living room of this awesome house at 7412 Whitworth Avenue, where I'm going to be hosting open house. Look. It's so easy to get content, right? Free content. I can tell you now, new construction representatives all day long welcome you to come in. I went and had a new construction meeting yesterday. I was like, do you mind if I take some video? I've got all this amazing content to create something later for new construction out in Glen Allen. So we definitely want to talk about engaging, doing all these things. So 10 likes or loves. So this is where I was talking about every once in a while. So I'm not as diligent as I used to be, but this is where you start small, big results. So every day, just scroll through and either like or love a post. You can all love what I'm going to post later about the contest, or, oh, I just taught class. Love, right? So when you start posting and you notice people liking and loving your stuff, especially if it's real estate related, you can take an opportunity and send a private message to that person. Like, say, I just loved Shanae's post that she's doing open house this weekend. I'm not a realtor, or maybe I am. You could be like, Melissa, thanks so much for loving my post. Like, if I could ever help you in real estate, like with an open house, like I remember these things, right? But I was on this James Shaw, the reader rate or like the response rate of private messaging and social media is like crazy high. Like, I feel like it was 82%. It started with an 8. And like I want to say 87, but I feel like that's too high. But you could take the opportunity to re-engage with people that you may not have talked to in a while. Social media shows so much too. Like maybe you didn't realize that client had a baby because they don't show. Well, it's an opportunity to drop off or send a little Amazon gift or something. Like, I'm not saying you can spend money and buy all these gifts. It's like little things where you can send messages to be like, hey, is there a meal train? Can I drop off some food? Like, I noticed one of my top clients, I didn't know that her son was having surgery. And I was like, oh my gosh, Atticus okay? And she's like, yeah, it's just been really rough because she's got 3 children under 5. So I was like, can I send you all a pizza? And I did. I sent them like dinner. And then next thing you know, hey, my best friend's mom is going to need a house. You serve this area. It's an area that's kind of dicey. Like I can do maybe halfway there. But regardless, it like became I came from value and contribution and care. I didn't ask for a real estate referral. But like things just organically happen. So if you're just getting into the game of social media, or maybe you've been into the game for a while, let's just pretend you're kind of middle of the road or not as diligent. We'll start with every day liking or loving 10 posts. That's step 1. Comments. So then if you see something you want to comment on, so let me tell you, I do the comments a lot. And usually it's not that I don't love, like if you're in my inner circle, like we're texting, right? Like I talk to my people every day. But if it's a agent to agent, so agent to agent business is 35% of my business. If I see one of my referral partners just had this amazing closing, a lot of realtors are posting their 2024 success right now. Right, great job, amazing. Like there's realtors in this area that I comment on their stuff like, what an awesome listing. Like I write thank you cards to realtors on the other side, like for making the transaction smooth. I can't tell you how many deals I've won because the realtors, like I know that Melissa's processes and her team are amazing and she'll get the job done. I've won at least 5. So we could talk about that another day, but like seriously, realtors can be some of your biggest allies. So like, make sure you're building relationships with agents and like, let's lift each other up because this is a tough time. But that's an easy person to make comments. You can go through this office and friend everybody and high five them. Like, they're easy comments, okay? So do 5 a day. 10 likes or loves, 5 comments. Be genuine though. Be authentic. Like, don't just fluff, because I can tell a puffer. I always tell people I can tell puffers, and I can. Like, be genuine in your comment, okay? And one shared direct message. So here's the thing. This is a great opportunity. And if James Shaw, which I love him, truly do believe in this community, that like the private message, 9 times out of 10, they will write back, but don't ghost them. Like, don't like get, because we do have a brain where I know my screen is awful. Like, you get into my computer, there's like 48 open tabs. And then I'm like, this sucks, I gotta get this fixed. And then I do it again. So, because we're working towards mastery. But if you direct message someone, do not let it go. Because and that is one of my probably weaknesses, is that I'll like, I get so many texts a day. I'll be like, oh, late to the party. Sorry. Like try to be diligent and time block your social media time or your response time in email, and don't let it control you too. Because it's so easy that social media can take precedence and take control. Also, I'm gonna say this in the most loving of ways, because I've been there too. Don't allow social media to be like the thief of joy, like comparing. You know, a lot of people will say, look, like, so I don't post a lot of negative stuff. There's every once in a while, I'll feel a little outdone with something personal that I've been battling for a long time, and I'll share my story of being a solo parent. But most of the time, everything, like, people probably think I'm rainbows and sunshine right now, because I do keep it positive. And then it's none of my business to tell you what to post and what not to post. But I've always learned that everyone has an opinion, and I'm saying this, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. I'm gonna set it there. I've learned to be careful with politics and religion, because everyone has an opinion, and then like I'm so supportive. Like, I don't at all like have a feeling around what people believe, because we have the right to do what we want, or believe how we believe. But if you really want a good conversation starter at a party, people like to talk real estate too, y'all. And then you have to be careful with how you communicate the message, because people are like, oh my gosh, the rates are so high. Well, I can tell you now, the appreciation of 9%, like people sitting on the sidelines, they would have made more money buying, So like, just be careful with what you post too. I know there's like guide sheets that's like, on Monday, post like, maybe on Thursdays, post weekend events. You can post about like a personal post, because you don't want it to be all just business too. Like, you want to show a little bit about your life, but you're like, well, I don't want people to know anything about my life. Okay, fine. But maybe you go find some. So I do like home tips sometimes, like this or that, or like you could highlight your favorite pizza in town, or like maybe you're not showing like what your kids or whatever it is, like your personal home, but maybe you're showing your favorite place to get tacos, or like, and then you're helping a business owner, and if you get smart and get savvy with it, you become friends with that business owner, and you cross tag each other and have hashtags. But we'll talk about that soon. So direct message 1, so 10 likes or loves, 5 comments, and 1 direct message. Try that out. I challenge everybody that's on this call to start it today and then do it through next Wednesday. If you want bonus points and you win something really cool that I will give you, I've got prizes. I'll give you prizes. If you can prove to me you did it, and tell me next week at the sales meetings, I'll be there on Tuesday. I've got your contract writing pen for you. It's so blingy. It's got a big diamond on the end, and you don't have to write with it. It could be your no pressure, no diamonds like tool, but I'll give you that. If you do this every day, see, I'm your instructor who will bring you prizes or Hallmark cards. But if you do this, my numbers, I'm gonna give you my number, 540 540-761-8432. 540-761-8432. How about this? Are we friends on Facebook? If we're not, Melissa, Oefelein. Friend me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram, Melissa Sells RVA. It's pretty funny, actually. I try to keep comedy in there. So that I want to like start singing songs about real estate too, but we'll see. With that being said, prove to me that you did 10 likes or loves, 5 comments on posts, and 1 direct message today. You got to do it on Saturday and Sunday too. We had this big debate with ALC about lead generating on a Sunday. Well, it wasn't really a big debate. It was like a cool question. And I like said, yep, I've called people on Sunday and everyone answered the phone and I got a buyer consult out of it. So it was pretty cool. Do it on Saturday, Sunday too. Set it and forget it. Show me Tuesday you did it. I got you a diamond bling bling pen. It's so fun. I'm gonna bring it and show y'all. Any ahas yet? Questions, comments, feedback, need a hug? Yeah. Alexa,
More intense
oh,
time on
so
doing the 10
love it. Alexis just said time blocking with social media, which it's so easy to get sucked in and time be gone, right? Because I know I do it too. There's times that I'll open up my phone because I'll see all the messages that happened overnight, and like I don't even have my contacts in yet, and I'm like, who liked my Instagram post? Like I gotta stop that. Like that's just me. But Lexi's just suggested time blocking social media. And then you kind of, it's like I always say get in, get out, because I do get in and get out. But then ego's like, oh, how many likes I got? Don't do that. I'm trying to get through that too. So, and then being intentional, right? Like intentional is such an amazing word. I know that Tara loves it. And I do too. Like she said, my phone is be intentional. But anyways, let's keep going. So posting practice, we kind of already started talking about it. What were you saying? The intentional queen. So this is where we, I kind of talked a little bit about algorithms or like our posting calendar. So a lot of things in life are 80-20 rule, like the posting practice of 80% personal, 20% business. Like I will tell you now, if you go on and say, buy a house for me, like maybe you'll get lucky and get someone, but like typically we've got to build credibility, right? So like posting that you're a realtor just keeps like people, keeps people aware that you're in business. Doesn't mean they're going to call you up if they've got a real estate deal, right? I know that, everyone knows a realtor. I will tell you that now. Everyone knows a realtor. I had someone come in the other day and tell me that XYZ is their realtor. I was like, oh, that realtor is one of my favorite people. We've done 5 deals together. Like always be positive. If someone says something, I will tell you now too, be careful. It's easy to see the nasty train too. People get nasty. I've seen a lot of realtors say some nasty stuff online. There's one right now that I'm like, I wish his account would get blocked. He posts on the Richmond mastermind page, which you're like, what is that? There is a realtors Richmond mastermind page. You can join it for free. And if you want to advertise a listing, that's a great way to go online and I post it there often. And I try to always keep it positive. Like, don't you want to say something icky about someone, just write it down, then set it on burn it. Like, get it out of there. Don't post it on Facebook so you can't undo it. But we're going to talk a little bit about ideas of posting. So I know we talked about if you're like, I just don't really want to like post anything about myself, but you can go online and find like a free, like a piece of art. Like you can go online and post about maybe your favorite band is like, I don't know, my 14-year-old has a crush on like Shakira, but he just told me this the other day, man, Shakira is a baddie, mom. And I was like, what? He told me that. I said, She's coming to DC. You think she's a baddie too, Josh?
You should tell them fun fact. Probably.
She is. He's got the cutest girlfriend too. But here's the thing. He said she's a baddie, but I just happen to remember Shakira's going to be in DC. I was like, do you want to go? But like, you could easily take maybe time block 30 minutes a week to like find out like what's coming up, like local events, or maybe there's a class, like the Richmond Family Magazine has a ton of things. Like I don't know, just like you could even post about the local event, just kind of showing that you know something. Like it sometimes creates it creates the opportunity for conversation, right? So let's say that like I posted a really cool boot camp because like fun fact, I'm certified in 7 fitness trainings. Like I used to teach 14 fitness classes a week. It's insane, like crazy. Now I have shoulder issues and stuff, but it's cool. But I would post a workout or talk about boot camp. I sold $2.8 million in 2 months from Gold's Gym, like teaching at Gold's Gym. And it wasn't because I was on the mic teaching spin class, hey, buy a house from me. There was one time when there were 5 realtors in my class because they were all my friends. And I was like, hey, let's speed up, turn right. Oh, who's got something coming in 10? Like I would do that every once in a while, like who's got area 10 covered? And it would like, they would like laugh, but like, so Gold's Gym, I was teaching classes. All these members have this rapport with me from leading them in body pump or grit or boot camp or whatever it was. That was really hardcore for all these years. I used to be able to do one-handed burpee. There's no joke, on my toes. With that being said, I then friended them on Facebook, and then they saw that I was a realtor. And like I said, 2.8 million. So like, that's another thing, is that social media could be really organic because you may already be in a hiking group, or maybe you love karaoke as much as I do. Like we should go together sometime, but you learn stuff about people and you could post about things that have your interest. And then maybe I comment on it, and then it takes the opportunity to get that one direct message of the day that I promise you there's an 87% chance they're going to reply, and it could potentially lead to a coffee date or something, a reconnection. When I got into this business, I thought everybody was going to use me. I was like, my uncle didn't even use me. He was like, it was the first year. He made a lot of money and it's his big asset. But now my uncle comes to me and we talk about real estate every Christmas. And there was one year where he was like, can I be your assistant? I'm retired. And he wanted to be my assistant when I was like year 8 in the business, still in the 20s. But with that being, wait, is that true? I might have lied on that actually. Nope, I was still in my 20s. But there's so many personal examples here that you can post about that will potentially create a conversation. That is the name of the game. And I'm telling you, it really has. I'm so passionate about this right now because our business allows for so many distractions and shiny toys. And then I see people on this hamster wheel. Y'all have seen me on it. I promise. You see my brain going. Like my boyfriend, or well, my whatever. He's my boyfriend. He's my domestic partner. He can tell when I'm spinning, and my brain. There's times I'm at 3 a.m. I'm like negotiating a deal in my head, strategizing on how I'm going to get to this goal, where I'm going to get to basketball, who's going to drive my kid to school this morning, which I had to get a driver because my son's school doesn't start till 9:25. But we can get distracted easily. And at the end of the day, it's about how many conversations you're having. And that's it. It doesn't have to be like, okay, from 9 to 11, I'm just on the phone. You can make lead generating fun. And like social media, is one of the best ways because it can create a conversation by just posting something that gets you interested. Like posting your pet doesn't mean that you're gonna get a conversation right away of selling a house. But if someone says, "Oh my gosh, I love your great idea named Lily," that's my dog. She's my great idea. She's an Australian Labradoodle and she's a hot mess. But people comment on her all the time. And then I'm like, do you want to borrow her? And then it becomes conversation. So figure out a way to have conversation. I got on a tangent. Let's rock and roll. The 20%, this is where you easily, again, it's free. Like they don't need to know if it's your listing or not. If you're like, I don't have a listing, like anytime that I've got something listed, which I have another big, like, I'm pretty excited, but I do have a nice pipeline of listings coming between now and end of May. Just giving you a heads up, team. I am honored to have you go over there and do a video and do a talk because it is benefiting me as well. So, like, of course, get permission, right? New construction models, you could go over there and do a photo shoot. They love it. Go to the Eagle Design Center. That's on Patterson. Their showroom for the kitchen, we've gone there and done headshots multiple times. Go take a picture of a kitchen. And all you got to write is, what do you think of the color of these cabinets? I promise 15 people will comment because people love commenting. Go take a picture. Go take a walk in the fan. Find a front porch. Post. What would you do on this porch? I mean, don't put the address. Like, I got a way of like doing it and not being like shady or anything, but like it is free. And then people see Shanae house. Cool. Like right now I'm thinking of Sammy Joe, like in her basketball Mungo Homes like thing. Like I can't stop, like that's imprinted on my brain. Like you've done such a good job of like marketing it. That's awesome. Yes, you can post awards. Let's be real. Like I see my name on the screen. There are times I take a picture, buy it, and I'm like this, like kind of being fun with it. But then I take it from gratitude. This is where I'm like, I'm so grateful for all of you for trusting me. Make it a part of your practice to come from gratitude. Thank you so much for trusting me. It's truly been an honor. If you get an opportunity for a referral, it would be an honor to serve you. Like I would love to learn more. Just know I'm here to help however I can. Like make it a part of your language. If it doesn't feel good to you, practice it. Like, and I'm not saying that shouldn't feel good, but it's none of my business on what feels good for you and what's not. We're all different people. But like make it, when you come from gratitude, it just kind of grows too, right? So and then speaking events. So 20%, let's move on. We're talking about a lot of this stuff. Now, there's some people like Tara Adams. She's someone I always think about when it comes to like the community and all that she does, like the good. Like if you're passionate about an organization, like Killer Williams will have our Red Day in May, where it's so beautiful. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to learn something now. Every May, it's usually on a Thursday, but Red Day, the company across the country world shuts down and gives back to an organization, and we go volunteer for the day. So I know like the culture committee right now is working on, who we're going to serve. But if like there's a mission that you are passionate about, I bet you, I had clients sign up and go work with me on several projects last year. But like post about it. People love seeing that. So that's some above and beyond examples. Do we have any ahas? We can keep moving. Our thoughts? Eagle. So the question is so Eagle Design Center on Patterson, they love having you come. You can just like get lost and take multiple styles of kitchens. You could talk about the island, but like go take professional pictures there too. Like even, I'm not saying that use your iPhone if it's bad or good, but like iPhones have came a long way. Like you can take pictures there or find a photographer that'll meet you for $50. I'll do it for 49. If you want me to, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, well, let's keep moving. I hope that like my ultimate goal for the whole social media for you all is I hope that you walk away feeling that it's attainable to start small and get some result from it. Like it doesn't need to be big. Don't get overwhelmed is all I'm asking, because you can start small and get big results. So let's talk about some strategies. So you can I will tell you my strategy. Here's some thoughts. I always start with drum roll, please. I don't ever start a post with a closing or about like if it's a closing day, regardless buyer seller. I always say drum roll, please. Let's congratulate Richmond's newest homeowners on their purchase. You do ask permission to post, and then what's great about it? They're like, oh yeah, post. Then you tag them, and then their friends see it, right? Like you're getting all the friends, and then I'm gonna tell you now, anytime you post that someone just closed on their house, I can't even think of a percentage to even offer here because I can't begin to tell you how many people are like, oh my gosh, congratulations. And it'll be like this long list because you tagged that client, right? It's so beautiful. And then I comment in, thank you so much. We're so happy for them. Like I'll start engaging back with that person that I don't even know. Don't post and ghost. I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not. I was like, because I went through this season of online dating years ago. But anyways, I've got people on my phone as Brian Tinder, or well, not Tinder, but Bumble or whatever. But like, so and then the ghosting joke. Don't ghost. Like, if you're gonna post something, commit to paying attention to the comments because that's engagement. So you want to comment back. Don't just heart it. I mean, if that's all you got time for, heart it, but then come back to it. Like, because I promise it'll boost in the algorithm. It'll put you at the top of the search and then more people see it. So you can post about your neighborhood. I love posting about listings. That is in my presentation for listings. I tell people, because I love coming soon so much. I know some people don't, but I do. But it gives you so much opportunity to create free buzz on marketing. And I tell my clients, I'm like, I'm a beast on social media. Like it will be everywhere. And like, there's all these free groups. Like if you take it a step further, you're like, hey, I don't want to focus on Lakeside. Join all of the free groups. Like even like you don't want to be posting this realtor the other day. I'm not going to like call their names. I can't remember their names. Somebody I've never heard of was posting a for sales like home on RVA Drink and Dine. And then people were like, is this food oriented? So like be a little purposeful with where you're posting. Don't just start joining these free groups. Like if there's a Lakeside community group, or if you're say you've got a listing in a community like Fox Creek, like we have a personal Facebook group. If you know someone in the neighborhood, I've gotten so many like positive feedback to be able to share that the listing is coming there because neighbors want to pick their neighbors or they want to know about it. So there's our savvy ways to do it with it does take a little more legwork, but it's free, right? Does that make sense where I'm going with that? So you could post about your neighborhood, connect with people, just making sure don't post and forget about it. Because that, and trust me, I was guilty of that for a good 10 years. Like I will promise you, like I was looking, oh my word, Facebook will show you your memories and I look every day and I just cringe at some of my 2012 posts and 2014. I was like, oh, like not even a picture. I'm thinking about pizza today. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I wrote that. So like, think about what you're trying to achieve. Like, and there is a thing called overposting, like posting more than I think that it's okay to post 2 or 3 times, like, or maybe 2 times a day, I think, but like posting every hour. Like there was this time where I was posting every state because I was driving from Virginia to Chicago with my kids and we would purposely stop at Starbucks or Dairy Queen. I was like, oh, stopping at Dairy Queen in Ohio, stopping at Starbucks in Kentucky or whatever. Like, I don't remember the way we went that time, but like I had fun with that. And then sometimes I'll mess with people and post a lot because I know they're getting like there's one person that's a realtor in South Carolina that I'll mess with. But highlight your business. It like testimonials. When you get those 5-star Google reviews, like take the testimonial and you can create a Canva with your colored brand. I haven't been doing great with that. Like I own that right now. I was doing well with it, but it's easy to pick a background color that you're going to consistently stay with. I've used hot pink since 2005. I've used black since 2005. I've used 777 on the end of every listing since 2005. Like, find something that works for you that you're going to stick to. But posting client testimonials is, I can't get over when people vouch for you and they'll give you a review. Again, I didn't start my Google review page, business page until last year. And oh my gosh, like y'all should look. We'll do a little project, but yesterday I took 3 screenshots because AI took all the like Here, let me just give you a visual real quick, or like an example. So I texted to Maria. I was like, oh my God, my head is so big right now. But it was kind of a joke. Melissa Oefelein, a realtor with Keller Williams Richmond West, appears to receive positive feedback from clients, highlighting her attention to detail, hard work, and ability to find homes that meet their needs. Here's a summary of the reviews. Client focused. Reviewers praise Oeflein's focus on understanding and fulfilling their individual needs and desires, creating a positive experience. Hard work and communication. She is noted for working tirelessly until the job is done, having good communication, and being available for questions. Expert guidance. AI did this. It took, like, I have 47 reviews right now. Then, like, I just typed my name and AI just created, like, spit out this, like, 3-page, like, here's some specific examples of positive feedback. Amazing attention to detail, works hard for her clients and always gets the job done. She really listened to what I wanted, gave great advice, and was always there to answer my questions. It was just like sick. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. So AI took these reviews, and then when someone like Googles my name, it just populated like 3 paragraphs about me. Is anyone's mind blown? Because mine was yesterday. Okay, if you already knew this, that's cool. I like, does anyone think that's cool or scary or what? Like, what do y'all think? This is my bread and butter, so this is secret sauce for me. So, like, what do you? I honestly want to know what you think about that.
Sorry, I missed that last comment.
No, I'm just curious, like what I just shared with the AI. Like, my mind was blown yesterday that I took the 3 screenshots, sent it to Maria. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. You know, like, if I just do that, I text her about just random stuff often. But like, what do y'all think about that? Like, the power of AI, like artificial intelligence, people are going to research you before they even call you. And if you're not online, there's a good chance you might not get that call. I'm not sure. I'm not at all. And that's why you have to be careful with what you put online too, because like there's a realtor in town that posted something very, I'm not gonna say who it is, but she posted something and it got out, and then like she tried to delete it, but it just kept showing up. So like I've seen things happen, and I'm not trying to put the fear in you. I've had to be careful too. There's times oh my gosh, there's times I just want to be like, I mean, y'all aren't going to hear what I'm really thinking, but like, you just have to be careful. But like, what do you think about what I just shared, that this artificial intelligence pumped out 3 long pages of things about me and my business and how I do business? What do y'all think?
Hey, it's Tara. I think that it is huge. It's it's here. It's here, and we gotta embrace it. We have to embrace AI. We have to learn how to use it. We need to incorporate it into our businesses, and we need to do it like yesterday, because it is here, and I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome.
You're right. It is here. And if we like, I use the reference, put our head in the sand, pretty often about a lot of things, actually, because I just have no patience for it. It will go past us and it'll be hard to catch up. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just being honest. And I'm one of the most direct people and honest people on the planet. So anyways, I had my mind blown from that 47 reviews that I'm going to have 100 for by March 21st, because I'm doing a drawing for cash, wine, and this really cool piece of artwork. You could be a realtor and review me. I said, like, hey, Sammy.
I was just answering your question about what do we think about the AI situation. I mean, I use it pretty much for all of my social media. Literally, because I'm pretty squirrely too. So like I'll have an idea and it's like such a great idea and I'm like passionate about it, but I'm like, I don't know how to put this into a caption in the next hour that I have time blocked for social media or, creating my content for the week or whichever. So I'll plug in my idea. I mean, even with the Hoops for Homes event, I just put the flyer into AI and it created an entire caption for me. And then I'll tell it like, put it in my personality because maybe I don't like the way it sounds. And then I'll still edit it to make it, you know, more personable or put whatever information I need to put in. So I think it's like Tara said, it's here and we need to implement it in our business ASAP because it'll make our businesses more efficient.
Yeah, you actually said something that made me kind of think a little bit, like chat GPT, like you can start talking to it and it actually, and I know it sounds weird, like you're talking to a bot, but like it starts helping you, like it figures out kind of like your avatar, like who you are, like you like, I'm Melissa Oefelein, a realtor that likes working with this type person. Okay, cool. And it like starts typing. I had it help me, like I had this listing in Halsley that I thought my write-up was amazing, but like I feel like and these are good friends of mine. So I was like, I don't think they loved it. They liked it. They weren't mad about it or anything. So then I went to ChatGPT. It's like, let's talk about this luxury Halsley listing. Let's talk about this gourmet, like this kitchen, this Ray Perkinson home. And I actually used it. It didn't write the whole write-up for me. So there is a thing in my mind, and it might be my belief, like I don't want to ever become too dependent on it where you like forget basic skills of writing and doing. But I think there's some ways to like implement and bring it in where it can truly be helpful to you too. I don't know. And that's a whole different class. And like I said, my friend Kristen Carter, she is a realtor. She's so like, she comes from contribution. Like if you want to learn more about AI, she's teaching classes on it. Like, hey, look, don't post and ghost. But anyways, like Kristen Carter, if you want to know more about AI, she was with Keller and she knows a lot, and she ends up teaching or bringing a lot at family reunion and mega camp. She's always on some sort of breakout or panel. Already talked about this. No post and ghost. Add value. So there's online communities regardless of like, even if you're like, I don't want to, so it's easy to join a bunch of groups, right? I've been guilty of it. But what I've realized, being more purposeful and intentional, think about the things that are most interesting to you. Like maybe you're like, you know what, I'm all about the James River, or like I want to do like more water. Like I love like I'm a huge paddleboarder. So if any of y'all like want to go paddleboarding sometime and just like brainstorm, I've got several inflatables. I can blow those up in 5 minutes and have it done in 90 seconds. So with that being said, like it doesn't have to be that hard. And like, I love being in the know about new restaurants coming. So I am an RVA dine, drink and dine. And I mean, it's entertaining too. Like you can get lost in that stuff. Some of the posts, I'm like, Lord, like don't, but like, it's good to create your little list of places to go support and try out. Something I said I was going to do this year that I have not started is there's a national day for everything, right? National Taco Day, National Pizza Day. You could go around and pick 5 like pizza places and just do the little up and down, and then just put the lyrics and then put a song to it. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm trying to think of a song because I'd always do like, this is how we do it, Montel Jordan for everything. But anyways, online communities, it's there. You can bring value. All right, we're gonna move on. All right, we already have done the eval. So we're gonna move on and keep going. Let's keep going. Wait, I don't know why that's up. That's annoying me. Let me fix that. But okay, everybody quickly, I want you to take out your phone. I'm gonna participate with you. You with me? So it's Wednesday. Anybody doing an open house this weekend yet? I'm not. I'm taking off. I'm going to brunch. What? You are? Have you posted about your open house yet? Yeah, let's go ahead and post now. Yeah, I want you to post something. I want you all to take your phone out and let's post something. You know what's kind of cool is if you find that you, like, let's say that you set your calendar and you've got an appointment block that wasn't filled for maybe a buy or show. Go to a local park or go somewhere that speaks to you, like Carytown. That's easy content. Oh my gosh. or go downtown and like go onto the Canal Walk or Belle Isle. Like, don't waste that time. Create like a catalog of like images or video where you can quickly have something to post. Like I have a catalog that I probably need to revisit. Wednesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Wealth Wednesday. We can always have talking points about building wealth through real estate, right? I'm listening to the One Thing podcast, the wealth building series, and it's blowing my mind. We could talk about that another day. Oh, hey, we've already got someone. Only one of you friended me on Facebook. I'm just saying. Just one of you. Half of us are already friends, I know. But if we're not friends, Melissa Oefelein. So let's all post a post right now. It could be small. Maybe it's a gift. There's been times where I was just feeling silly and I would post like a funny GIF, like it's Wednesday, but let's all post something. This is our example. But you can't forget to reply to any comments, okay? So that's my homework for you. Yes. I'm learning from this crazy Wildcat Belle. We can take selfies together. All right, hold on. What do I want to post about? All right, another post you could do to try to get people to reply. If it's like about like say it's a pet, I mean like look at my cat, let's see yours or something, like you can do small stuff, right? I'm trying to figure out what I want to post about. Like my son took 5 selfies looking like a dodo bird who says to take a picture of something else, but he took them of himself. I'm thinking about like taking a picture of him and saying, well, that time that my teenager took pictures of himself instead of what he was supposed to be doing or something. But I want you to post about something. You got 3, well, no, I'm gonna give you like a minute and a half to finish. If you're like, Melissa, I can't do it. I can't think about it. First of all, I don't want to hear can't. That's gonna be number 1 because I'm nonsense free. It will be done before the goal will be. So I'm gonna search. I see. I'm already paying attention to who all's on this call. And if we're not friends on Facebook, I know how to get to you. I'm coming. I'm coming for you. Sammy, remind people about your hoops, girl. Go post it. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I just did. I'm gonna come check and see if you post it. And then I'm gonna like your page and comment. And I'm gonna see if you comment back to what I said. Again, it's kind of like some redundancy begins about this time, but being authentic, y'all. Like you can use analytics to optimize your posts. I can tell you more about that. So I have started paying attention to how many views I get on Reels. And I've noticed what has more attention versus least attention. So now, like, that's like maybe an added layer. I'm not saying if you're starting small with big results, I'm not saying to get into the analytics right now, just get into the art of posting. And then as it becomes more natural to you, you could then add another layer to it. So like maybe you don't want to do the video yet, but you're okay with posting and finding, you can find images online all day long. You can make it a part of your practice to throw in 30 minutes to an hour a week and just go get catalogs of Richmond. Show people that you live in Richmond and why you love Richmond. Maybe you're like, you know what? I don't love Richmond. I love Chesterfield. Okay, cool. Let's talk about Trader Joe's that just came in on Buford Road actually 4 years ago. Or let's talk about the pony pasture. I'm like, check out my secret drop-in. And I'm like, paddleboarding, like find places that are unique. It's easy. I know it sounds wild, but like, I promise it will get you results. If you need help, like, there are ways, there's webinars. You can hop on YouTube and figure out how to use it. Pinterest, that used to be my guilty pleasure. I'd go down the rabbit hole of Pinterest and pen like 15 ideas about how to lead gen, and then would I ever revisit it? No. But there's ways to find out. That Keller Williams playbook is pretty powerful. I love it. I've got both. The front desk, go to Ariel. Ariel can there's a reason, like Ariel can help you. Like she does reels and she likes every reel I post. So I know she sees them. A little recap. What is the 10 for, you guys? Do you remember what we're doing with 10? Yep, liking or love, 5 comments, and then 1 direct message. You're all gonna do it between now every day, Sunday, Saturday, Sundays included. I'm gonna have to go roll and show that pen. The ink pen I'm gonna give you if you do it. You're like, I feel like you'll need to see it. It's on my desk actually in a block, like in a box. I'm gonna have to show y'all. It's gonna be your bling bling, no pressure, no diamonds, like bold wall pen. You can write with it too. It's Amazon. It doesn't last long, but that's all right. It's so pretty. You can't throw it away. Any ahas yet? A lot of aha slides.
I would say for me is the AI. It just really highlighted the importance of the Google search and just branding your business on the internet.
Is that Tanya? Was that you, Tanya?
Marissa.
Oh, Marissa. Hey, Marissa. I was gonna say I could text you. Like literally, it blew my mind. I was screenshot. I was like, this is really cool. I sound like a baddie. I'd hire her. Dang, I would hire her. So okay. Like this is a safe space, and I know that we get very limited time. Like just from open houses or social media since it's paired. Like, has anything changed or shifted in your thinking or beliefs? Like, be honest. Like, do you have any new ideas? Like, do you feel differently? I'm just kind of curious. Like, is there anything that you've taken? Like, you might be like, God, this is the biggest waste of my Wednesday morning ever. I'm sorry. Oh, you still can earn your pen. Um, with that being said, like, has anything, and maybe you need to chomp on it, and that's okay if you need some digestion time, but like, has anything shifted on like little, like, I know I make it probably sound easy. Nothing should be easy. I will tell you that now. Nothing's easy. It shouldn't be. If it's too easy, then you're not challenged. So this stuff challenges me too. Like I was in a Instagram reel challenge with Instagram king himself, Brandon. And Brandon's like we did this reel challenge for the month of December. And he's like, if you miss it 3 times, you're out. And he had his VA, like it wasn't Brandon going through and making sure that everyone in the challenge was doing it. There were times I was like, I forgot to do my reel. It's like 11:49 at night and I didn't want to get busted. Like I was like, I'm not getting kicked out of this group. And I didn't get kicked out of the group because I did it every night. But there were times I'd get annoyed. I was like, I forgot. I went to bed and was like, dang it, I forgot to do my reel. So I had to turn the light back on and create something because I wasn't organized enough to like figure out my content. Sometimes it does take a little bit of time to plan out what you're thinking. Maybe that's part of the block if that's something you want to do. But like, I promise, like when you do start little, small, you will see something from it. So I don't know. Does anyone have anything to share around open houses or social media?
Well, the biggest I guess for me, well, the all about me sheet that you said you give to your clients. It's been something that I've had on my list to do for forever, and I just haven't found, like, I'll have it on my brain to look for, and then I'll look for it and can't find what I really want, and then I don't have the time to create it either on Canva. And so, yeah, you saying that you had one already that you're willing to share, that was a big aha for
Yeah.
me.
Text me. Hey, if you want that sheet, the best way for me to go back and remember you asked for it is to text me. So 540-761-8432. Just text me your email address. If I don't send it, because I do have a listing appointment at 1:30, although I'm pretty prepared already. If I don't send it to you by tomorrow morning, before that home inspection panel that we're doing tomorrow at 11, if y'all want to come and have a Q&A with amazing inspectors in town, Tanya and I are leading that. So we're excited in the education committee. So if I haven't sent it to you by then, I might have to drop and give you 2 push-ups. But I'm just kidding because I have a shoulder injury right now. But with that being said, just text me. That's going to be the best way. I receive about 1 billion emails a day. So, and I will admit I've missed some.
Can you repeat your number again? I'm sorry.
You're fine, Marissa. 540. Yes, I did keep the 540-761-8432.
Thank you.
Yep. Happy to share it.
And your giveaways. That's one thing I want to start implementing. I'm just trying to figure out cost wise, what I'd like to do for a giveaway. So
Oh, well, y'all should look at my social media and see what I came up with for St. Patrick's Day. So let
I
me tell
saw
y'all,
that. Loved it.
St. Patty's Day, luck of the Irish. Let me tell you, here's some secret sauce. You can't go wrong with sending a lottery ticket to somebody. Technically, I'm not supposed to play the lottery because my partner is a bigwig with the lottery. And I said, well, I haven't married you, nor did I sign anything, so I could still buy tickets. So if I win big, y'all are gonna have to claim it for me. But I don't even play. But here's the thing: people love those lottery tickets, and then the Dollar General, Dollar Tree, 50-cent Hallmark cards. I've gotten to the point that I've found them on Amazon now, or I buy them ahead of time. So I have 150 cards that will be in the mail by Friday morning at the latest. I had this printout with my competition on it. So if you're wondering what I keep talking about this competition, let me tell you what I did. So I have a Cooper's Hawk membership. I have bottles that are just sitting there because I don't really, I decided to lose the weight and not drink anymore. But with that being said, I'm gonna let a winner pick out 2 bottles of wine. All they had, I was very specific. I said, share my post, 2 entries. Send me your birthday, mailing address, email. Like I was specific, that gets you 5 entries. Write a Google review for me. And I'm being very intentional about that. Like someone who truly sold a home or bought a home from me or sold their home with me or has referred me. That like I'm not going to go in there and fluff it and ask my best friends to do that because I could have done that many years ago. I'm not doing that. Like I am keeping it locked in with people. So 5 entries there. What's been cool about it is I saved that graphic, mass text to my clients. Hey, I wish I would have asked for a review a long time ago, but this will really help my business. So I am sharing. I mean, I'm a business owner and this will really help me. I'm seeing this as a win-win, and you potentially could win because I am giving out $777 cash is the main prize on the 21st. I know that's a lot of money, but I felt like I've been doing the 777s for as long as I have, that this will be of value to me to have this information. So not only is my database going to go up, I will have those 100 5-star reviews. So I know I'm going to get it. So I'm not letting it. I'm watching it. I'm watching it every like hour to see who. And then when you get a Google review, you know what? You can reply to that Google review. It shows you it's replying. It's Melissa Oefelein Real Estate replies. And it's very simple. I loved working with you. It truly was an honor. Know that I'm always here if I can be of help to you. Like, or something. But like that helps with them posting too. So like, so so I know Tara on here, she's got a lot of Google reviews because we were in our bold group together. And I know I've seen her reviews. But Tara, if you haven't replied and I haven't paid attention to that, you can actually go back through and write messages back. And there's something with the algorithm. Okay, so here's just an example. Feel free to take a picture of this if you're kind of like, I just feel lost, I don't know what to do. Like this is a huge Ignite daily success system. So having those conversations, what are you willing, what's your standard? Like that's another thing. And I keep referencing Tara because we like do a lot of the same things and we're inspired by a lot of the leadership within this great company. But James Shaw, I can't speak highly enough about him, but he just kind of said, you're defining your standard. Like they just had somebody on here that does 100 million a year. And all they do is make sure that everyone on the team has 20 conversations a day. But their database is 3,000, they've sold 3,000 homes. So to you might be like, oh, and even to me, I'll get through those 20 conversations pretty quick. And then you're like, I can't keep calling, or maybe you can keep calling, or maybe you do keep texting. But you got to set a standard of how many people you're willing to talk to. Like we have to have the conversations. The math, it's like, what is it? The path is in the math, or I don't know. Is that was it, right? It's like, the math doesn't lie. Like if you're not having closings and you're not doing stuff, what you do today usually shows up in 90 to 120. Like it takes time. There's a statistic too that said that 100 touches results in 1 closing. Like I just heard that. You're like, oh, 100. It's not 100 phone calls, y'all. Like I didn't realize like how, like I used to think I used to roll in. I was on ALC in 2018, did not know what I was doing. I do now, but like I didn't then. John Pace was on there, Seabrill, Sandy Crawford. Everybody was on there. I'd roll in and I'd be like, I'm so bad at lead gen, as I had so many excuses. I would walk laps around the office and then I would try to do the elevator down in front of people's windows. Like, especially John Pace, I tried to do that to him. He would never look because he was on the phone from 9 to 11. So I knew not to like try to talk to him. And I'd be like, God, I just can't do this. I mean, believe it. Like, I'm being honest. I was like, I just am so bad at this. But then John was like, so all I have to do is text John Pace and say guacamole question mark. He knows that means to go to Plaza Azteca and set a date for lunch. That's our thing. Yeah, that's our thing. Like we do it at least quarterly. Melissa, you're not bad at lead gen. You have a way of dangling the carrot. And it's actually pretty like, I was like, huh, that's interesting. So like dangling the carrot, like sometimes it could be taking initiative to email a house. Like for giggles, this is kind of fun. You mentioned you might want a city pad one day. Check this out, just for giggles. Like, I don't know. I've just made that a part of my practice over the years, like randomly sending, like this client of mine in a condo community that I sold up in Church Hill, he told me he started looking in 2023 for a new home. Then 2024, life changed. He's like, I think it's gonna be 2025. Well, I've reached out to him multiple times. I've invited him to stuff. I haven't heard from him. However, I can see that he's opening my emails, right? So I know, like, just because you might not get a response right away doesn't mean they're not working with you. Doesn't mean they're not going to call you in 5 months. They just haven't identified the need. They don't know that they need you yet, but they do need you. And if you stay in it, I had someone else buy a different house from me. Wait, I had somebody not use me. I showed her all these houses. She went behind my back and bought a for sale by owner. Bought it for sale by owner that I sent her. I told her about it. She went behind my back in 2016. Oh, no, excuse me, 2018. So that was my divorce year. Bought it. And then she told me she was going to pay me for my time. I knew that wasn't happening. Which we can't just take money, guys. Don't send your Venmo. She called me January of this year, and I sold her $1.1 million listing on Hanover Avenue because I kept in touch. It sucked in the beginning. It sucked. I was not happy. But you pick up your crown and you lead with integrity. Now, there are people. I fired clients too. I was like, we're not a good fit. I have not worked with people because I had someone who would treat me and treat Sydney, my admin, like at the time, would speak so poorly to us. And she was $1 million client. Again, entitled. I've never seen such behavior. And I'm not saying it was about $1 million. It's just like anyone can be entitled regardless of the budget. But it was always being yelled at. And I don't work like that. We have the right to say no too, right? Like we don't, I made the mistake of like, so Ruth Ann Cooper told me in 2004 to work smarter, not harder. I would leave in the middle of dinner on a Saturday night to show an unpre-qualified client. Like, what was it doing to my marriage? Like my new marriage. Like, I will not miss my kids' basketball games. Like, I am their parent, like the solo parent, and I am there. And like, we are in such a wonderful business that we have to make choices. But like, if someone doesn't use you, but you still like want to have a relationship with these people, what I'm trying to say, I'm bringing it home, is stay in touch with them. Show value and contribution. You never know what's going to come from it. And I ended up with a 1.1 million listing on Hanover Avenue that sold. Well, it's 1.095, y'all. Like, I'm just rounding up. But let's move. Let's bring this home. I think we've already. Anyways, I think we're kind of done at the end of that. Like, and I feel like I actually kind of closed it with this, but engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution. And people are happy to be in relationship with me. Like, it's a great affirmation, but people will see. People will see, like, people will know what you're about pretty quick. People read people, people investigate people, people explore people. Be careful, like, what you put out there. I will tell you now too, a little secret sauce. Like, you may have a bad experience with another agent. You may not get the level. I'm gonna tell you now, I have all their names on the list. I don't write it down because I remember my list is in my brain. It always comes back full circle. Like, don't like get caught up in that. You keep the high road. What I will highly encourage you to do is make conversation. Like, if you're trying to get open houses if you want to work open houses with realtors in our office, call them. If you are going to make an offer on behalf of someone, call that listing agent. It will it'll put you and hear that voice and call them and be like, hey, I do have a client that's really interested. Especially if there's an offer review plan, just like, would you please keep me posted on how things are going? 9 times out of 10, those realtors will tell you how it's going, and they'll have that in the back of their mind. If they don't call you back, follow up with the text. Like, keep the thread. Posting on social media. Like, if you want to be savvy and post like the house is closed, you can thank your dream team. I want to give a special highlight to Mike Mazzola of CNF Mortgage. He made this happen. I love Chris Shaw or John at Vesta. Like, tag people because it gets distributed in many different channels, right? And it's just like it's free. And just if you can make it a part of your practice and you ask for like reviews on Google, then you have content for testimonial posts. But now we're seeing that AI can like kind of break down what people think about you. So, which it could go in either direction, right? Just run your level run your business with integrity and how you want to be treated, right? And I promise all of your hard work, there's no way you're not going to reap results. It may not show overnight, just don't give up. So I hope this was helpful. Team, was this helpful for you guys on the Zoom?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Alexa's gonna share something too. I asked her to come up. Do you remember what we were sharing though?
Oh, I was just gonna share like aha for social media.
So Alexis, can you come up? Because I want them to hear it too. So Alexis is gonna share an aha she had for social media.
So really, was it the content catalog? I really like that. And then just like the class is just like motivational because you are very high level functioning, and I'm a part of like those groups where like the referral ones, and I always see your names. I love that.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna like do a content calendar, just like inspirational really nuggets. Like I'm gonna do a content calendar for consistently posting.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up content calendar. So Alexis is saying she's going to create a content calendar. You could even Google content calendars. And like something that I feel that helps me for accountability is printing out what I say I'm going to do. Maria knows, like we've talked about this, and I'm going to go ahead and share with everybody on here. I am planning to create, like whether it's just myself sitting at a table by myself, like I'm going to create a group or myself where I'm going to write down my goals. Like I started doing quarterly vision boards. So like right now, first quarter is in, and I started this last year, actually. I set down in my 20%, I set a self goal, professional goal, a family goal, a relationship goal, and I wrote it down. And I put hearts by it as I achieved it. I achieved everything in less than 60 days. I wrote it in September. I had 8 houses under contract. I had it done in less than 60 days. Because I was like, oh my gosh, like there's something to it. Right now I have 10 on the board. And if y'all know anything about what I do, I don't sell a lot of houses here. I have higher client. I do over 10 million, but like it's usually 20 houses. Well, I put 10 down for first quarter, and I'm at 8 right now. And I'm like thinking through, where am I gonna get those next 2? Or like sign these listings. But I had 3 listing appointments this week. I didn't have any set Monday morning. It just kind of fell. There's something Shakala 20-inch blades on the Impala. No, but I'm just saying that like I'm not trying to like make it kumbaya and weird, but like there's a statistic that says that if you write it down, 70% chance that it's actually going to happen. And but you got to do the work too. Like you don't just get like a free pass. Like nothing's easy. Water's not even free, right? Like, but if you write it down and then you keep it with you, I have so many notebooks and I will not get rid of them. I go back. I'm like, where was my head in bold 2017? Like, what did I look like? Who was I working with? Who did I forget about? You can find old leads in notebooks, right? Like it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I know it's probably not good luck either, but I'm going to create a roundtable where maybe we meet right after a sales meeting. So we're already here and we just bring our notebook and we write out something we want to achieve. And that's in our 20% because that's what really counts, right? And then we could say it out loud if you want to share. And then I feel like when you put it out there, more can happen. So we are going to be creating that. I'm hoping next month at the latest. Maybe this month if you want to. I'm down to bring my book and just sit at a table and write out after the sales meeting on Tuesday. But like, I don't know. I just believe in all of you. And I think that you can have what you want and just know that you've got a great team of people here and you've picked a great profession, regardless if you're 2 weeks in or 25 years in. Like, it's not easy, but it could be rewarding. And I believe in you and you can really create what you want. So I appreciate you all coming today. I know we didn't this isn't really a class where I teach you how to do all these things, but like Instagram, if you don't have profiles, put realtor at the end. Even when you're on a Zoom call, put your name, comma, realtor, or put Richmond. I always put Richmond, Virginia, like when I'm showing up the calls. But if there's anything I can help you with, just know that my door is always open. I will stand by. Y'all want me to go get that fabulous ink pen so you can see real quick? All right, if you want to leave Zoom, feel free to. If not, I promise I'll be back in a minute and a half. I'm going to show you the amazing ink pen that you can win for doing the challenge. And what is the challenge? You're going to post. What? Are you going to post?
I'm gonna do the 10-5-1.
You're going to do the 10-5-1, but also you're going to post today too.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to post today. And then you're going to do 10 likes or loves, 5 comments, and 1 personal message. And then if you end up getting a meeting out of this, I mean, I'm just gonna give you a big fat hug, but like, it'll be interesting when you have that conversation, don't forget about it. And then just kind of like ask more, like ask questions. And that's one thing I've learned too, is when you ask questions, you usually can get to people's motivations. Well, tell me more about that. What would be ideal for you? You know, like people love being asked questions. And that's something I'm working on too. That's another, I'm going to the Exactly What to Say conference next month, or at the end of the month. All right, I'm gonna get this pen, I'm gonna show you the pen, and then we're gonna rock and roll. And if you wanna call me or ask questions, I'm gonna be around. So I'll be right back, I'm gonna get my pen. Y'all gonna see this amazingness. I'll be right back. Yeah.